Welcome, everyone, to the 4 Post Massacre Podcast, the only podcast where we take 4 wrestling segments and we break them down bit by bit. I am, of course, your host here tonight. You can simply call me Zaya. With me, I have my co-host, none other than the weed man himself, Adam Jackpot.
Hello! Backlash. We got invited, or did we?
We got invited to what?
We weren't good enough for Backlash.
Oh, that was the joke you were trying to make here.
Yes.
And today with us, because we are not alone, not that we were ever alone, because I do this show with another person, but we have someone else who is not from of the Americans. We have a Brit. We have a Brit with us.
That's a British man who is currently up at 20 past 4 a.m. doing this with you.
Yes, the Brit himself. We have none other than the Hitkid Worldwide with us here. This is totally out of character, so I'm allowed to do shoot, aren't I?
Yeah.
I think you two probably did yourself. Correct me if I'm wrong. You two probably did the self-promotion stuff at the beginning of your episode. Am I right? Of your first episode.
I would have saved
it. What you do?
I'd save it for the end.
Okay. Yeah. Hitkid Worldwide, better known as James Needham here.
Hello.
There we go.
All right.
Yeah, this is shoot name for everybody.
We got a lot for episodes.
Well, if you know your core logic, because I know some of the core fans will be listening to it, it's kind of easy to figure out. Go ahead, say.
We got a lot. Yeah. We got a lot.
Yeah, Adam, pretty much saying it up front, we do have a lot to talk about in this podcast. A lot of shows happen. We're going to be talking about a big show that just happened like a few hours ago, actually, in about a few minutes. But a lot of news going on in the world of wrestling. Some of it very good, some of it very sad. We'll get to that when we do. But that's gonna come later on in the show, but right now we're just gonna get right into it. Let's talk about some Wrestlemania. Backlash.
God.
Yes.
I like Backlash, but go on, who's gonna start? I'll let the host start.
Why?
Why is it Wrestlemania Backlash, for fuck's sake?
Hold on. My issue is now with the fact that our next pay-per-view is not WrestleMania Hell in a Cell.
Yeah, that's right.
What's going on? What's happening now?
Why is it called WrestleMania Backlash?
Because it's the backlash to WrestleMania. And because Peacock probably were like, well, we need people to watch this.
It would appear that WWE has once again changed its scheduling, because now the pay-per-view Hell in a Cell that would usually be held in October is now being held next month, June 20th. This is, once again, there's another, didn't we just have a change last year? Because it was Money in the Bank and then Extreme Rules, when it usually was Extreme Rules and then Money in the Bank?
Yeah, yes it was. And now we're getting Hell in a Cell, which is usually in October. Now it's... I feel like we just had Hell in a Cell.
By the way, didn't they announce that, from all the rumours and sheets I'm reading, Money in the Bank's going to be held in a live audience?
That is also, there has been rumors and people saying on Twitter that they are scheduled to host a live audience pay-per-view at Money in the Bank.
Well, then, I would guess if that's the case...
Money in the Bank's become like the Big Five, if I'm allowed to say it.
Oh,
it has become like the new King of the Ring, if I'm allowed to say it. Back when that had all the relevance.
If the case there is that it's because they wanted in live fans, then I guess that's why they made the change, because Money in the Bank would have been next month. It's just interesting that we're going with Hell in a Cell next month and not like Extreme Rules or...
Who's ready to see the McDonald's
Battleground?
Who's ready to see the McDonald's Happy Meal on your screen?
Oh, God, no.
I mean...
You know it's gonna be! You know it's gonna be, Sahaya.
Listen, I've gotten used to the Red Cage now. I thought, this past Hell in a Cell was pretty good. So...
The show was good, but I hate that fucking red cell.
I do too, but it's marketing. It's merchandising. We want the money. The kids buy the red cell. We put it in the game. It stands out. I'm just happy there's not a blue cell.
I'm going to say this. Next 3K game, Because I know the red cell will be the default cell. You better fucking have the option to turn it grey. Can we all agree?
But
Let me just say this. Are any of us ever going to use a red cell in what we do?
I know Adam probably will.
Adam will. Adam will. Maybe for a crazy stuff show. Would you, Zaya?
Absolutely not.
I don't know anybody that would. But, there you go. So Hell in a Cell is next month. If the case is they want live fans for Money in the Bank, it makes sense that they're going to save it for July, especially because it's pretty much confirmed that SummerSlam's more than likely going to be in front of a live audience as well.
Yeah.
So that's them pretty much being like, AEW said we're going live, so now we're going to go live too.
It's reopening season in the US. It's the reopening season in the US.
Certain states have gotten to a point where they're like, okay, we're going to start reopening. Vegas seems to be the clear candidate for SummerSlam. We'll see what happens with
I've heard rumors of MSG
and Boston,
New York,
and I've heard also Boston. So if those three cities are in contention for Money in the Bank and/or SummerSlam, we'll see what happens. But whatever.
Yep.
Next month's Hell in a Cell, sure. Clearly, after what we saw tonight, I can already predict two of the matches that are going to take place in that cage. So one of them makes sense, the other one not as much.
Go on.
Well, we're gonna have to get into that a little bit later.
Yeah, we gotta go through Backlash.
We'll start with the pre-show, or no?
Did you watch the pre-show?
Actually, I did watch the pre-show. I honestly did. And it was.
I saw that there was a match between Sheamus and Ricochet.
So yeah, let me get into this because it's tell me why I got an issue. So the match. So Sheamus comes out. Finally, he's wearing the coat and the hat to the ring. And he does like an open challenge because he's doing this open challenge thing, but it's not for the title. It's like if you beat him, you get the title shot. Here comes Ricochet. Ricochet in black jeans and taped up wrists. That's his look now, and a cut off hoodie. Comes to the ring, has a pretty good match with Sheamus. Sheamus beats him clean with a sick knee trembler. Gets on the mic. Ricochet attacks him afterwards because babyface steals his jacket and his hat, dabs on him, and then throws the shit back at him and leaves. Babyface.
I have a question. So he did the whole stealing his shit gimmick. Aren't they already doing that with Shinsuke?
No.
Didn't Shinsuke just do that with Corbin?
It wasn't like, it was more like, I'm gonna take your stuff, I'm gonna look cooler in it than you, I'm gonna mock you, but I'm the babyface who just lost clean, getting his steam back by attacking the heel afterwards. Behind his back, by the way, Sheamus was cutting a promo. And then, for some reason, they were like, you know what we really need to show as a replay to this match that actually wasn't half bad? Ricochet doing a dab. And then that's how the pre-show ended. So
I have got the most brutal burial coming up here in a second, but I'll let Sahaya get in.
There you go. There's your pre-show. Once again, WWE babyfaces, just what the fuck?
No, I know what I need to say over Ricochet. And I love Ricochet. Can I be clear?
Yeah.
Here's the thing. He's doing it for the money. Like, a good amount of them are. I think I've said this how many times?
Well, he's not doing it for the wrestling, with considering how much anyone actually sees him.
He was in black jeans.
Yeah. And this is all I'm gonna say. And I'm actually gonna say this to a few Twitter marks and all. And I remember a couple of years ago when we all watched New Japan, especially during the days Ricochet and Ospreay would go against each other. And this is a true thing about social media, and I might start a flame war here. A lot of social media said Ricochet will be the bigger star. Jeez, how far under the sand do you want to be buried right now?
Yeah, I mean, Will Ospreay pretty much took that and ran with it.
Yeah, I mean, how far under the sand do you want to be buried right now? I just got to call a few people out on that.
Dude,
you can move on.
I knew exactly.
Go ahead.
I knew exactly what was going to happen as soon as he signed with the Fed.
So we all did. I warned you about it. I told you it happened.
He went to a company that explicitly does not play to his strengths whatsoever. Because Ricochet is a phenomenal athlete. He's a phenomenal wrestler. He's a once in a generation type of wrestler.
Look at his. Here's the deal. Not only look at his work, in New Japan, but here's the thing. Some of his best work weren't even in New Japan. He's fucking Dragon Gate Rhodes. I don't know if you can never find the match still. Him and Seema against Dragon Kid and Pac.
But that's the thing, though.
Oh.
Most of where the places he went, like Japan and stuff, it usually focused on his wrestling ability.
But can I give a counter?
Sure.
Because the first argument most people would make is that his mic skill. You know, you go to the company relies on mic skill. But Ricochet is... I can akin him in the same vein of, like, Jeff. Jeff's whole ordeal was the look. Jeff is not a good mic talker, and it's coming. I love Jeff Hardy, but Jeff Hardy is not a good mic talker. Creatures of the Night's not going to get you money. But he's one of the biggest stars of all time, and it's because of what he was able to do in the ring. Why the hell does Ricochet just not get to just go... Even Rey Mysterio. Rey Mysterio's not a great talker, but he gets over because of his look. So why does Ricochet not get the opportunity to do the exact same thing?
I mean this truthfully. The only time I thought Jeff Hardy was terrible on the mic, and this is going to shock you two, was during his Immortal TNA run. And yes, he was blazed off his head and all that, can I be clear? But...
Yeah, well, that's a whole different can of worms.
But you wanted to hate him. Even though there was some fans, you know, who big diehard loyal to Jeff Hardy, you actually wanted to hate him. He actually came up real, though.
Jeff's good at body work. It was also his body work, and Ricochet has the same thing. Ricochet has good body work. Anyway, so why can't Ricochet get the same treatment?
Look, I don't know to tell you. Like, I kind of figured that this was all going to lead to where he is right now.
The fact that he's in jeans. I was like, cool, Ricochet. And he's in black fucking jeans, black shoes, and black wrist tape. I'm like, where's all this?
I wonder if that was Humberto Carrillo's spot and he didn't show up to the Thunderdome. You never know. Go ahead.
We're not turning this into a Ricochet podcast. We got an actual show to get to.
I know. I'm just saying. I was very, taken aback by what happened on that pre-show.
Also, speedy recovery to Humberto Carrillo. I don't know if they announced anything on his injury. You know, got the match started.
I think it was announced that he was not seriously injured.
He was lucky. I thought he tore his ACL.
Yeah, well, he might have had a slight concussion, but that's about it. He should be fine.
No, that was Orange Cassidy back on Dynamite.
No, but it was him too. I heard what had happened, but I was also told that there was nothing serious involved.
All right.
Well, that's good.
All right.
But
so,
main show now.
Yeah, we'll go on to the actual show, and we started off
with the best
Raw Women's.
Oh no! We start off with the best part of the whole show.
Oh, you want to talk about the...
I want to talk about the best part of the show. Not the wrestling. None of that shit. The fact that my boy Big Dave narrated my intro. I was not looking at the screen because I'm like, intro, who gives a shit? But I heard Big Dave talking and I had my eyes focused. So best part of the show was hearing Big Dave's voice. Now we can talk about the actual opener.
That man would rather go... I don't know if anyone saw interviews. That man has said he would rather go homeless, than wrestle again. Which credit to him on that.
Which is why I was very surprised that he was doing this intro until I realized why he was doing this.
Yeah, which we'll get into later on.
Holy shit.
Although the movie is actually really good.
Oh, well, don't say anything yet. We don't have it. You do. So...
me and my dad are planning on watching it.
But,
we haven't watched it, but the movie is really good from the trailer.
But Zahaya, open us off. Opening of the night.
So, to open up the show, we have the Raw Women's Championship triple threat match between Asuka, Charlotte, and the current Raw Women's Champion, Rhea Ripley. And to no one's surprise, this is actually pretty good. This is a pretty damn good triple threat match. I thought these three gelled pretty well together. It helps that because they've all worked with one another at some point in time, so they kind of knew what to do. I've thought that Rhea and Asuka, based on what I've seen on the internet so far, haven't worked the best as of late. Ever since Rhea came down into Raw, she's been kind of stagnant, but I thought she delivered a pretty damn good performance in this one.
Yeah, no, I thought tonight was one of, if not her best showing since coming to the main roster. For some reason, everybody got excited, just like I did, just like you guys did, for Rhea and Asuka. And I don't know, something has been off between the two of them. I thought tonight was a little better with Charlotte being involved. The match itself, I thought, was a great way to open up the show. These three really went out there really well done. Of course, Charlotte gets a lot of shit and that's because of the way she's positioned. But like, she's very good in the ring.
You can see why she's positioned like that.
Obviously, I do, but it's like it does get to a point where it becomes a little overkill. I'm happy she didn't win tonight. I think a lot of people were worried about that, but her and Asuka are always good together. Her and Rhea are good together, so I wasn't surprised at all that this match was going to kill. And honestly, I thought overall tonight the two women's matches were the biggest standouts for me.
Oh no, I absolutely agree. I thought both women's matches on this show delivered spectacularly. I thought Bayley and Bianca had a very great match, which we will get to
there
later
was
on.
Some cool stuff in this match. I think Charlotte hit one of her best moonsaults she's ever done to the outside.
It was so pretty. It was so pretty and so well done.
She lands that moonsault perfectly. This is the classic case of what happens when you get three really good wrestlers in the ring at the same time. Yes, the Asuka versus, Rhea match at Mania. By the way, I didn't find that, to be a bad match, at WrestleMania.
It underdelivered.
The one on Raw, on the other hand.
The one on Raw was pretty bad, but the one at Mania, I think the one at Mania underdelivered a lot of expectations that people had going into that match.
I still enjoyed it. But, yeah, this is three women who are really good at what they do. And also, my dad, who sometimes, stays up and watches, some of these events with me, always says this. And he's right on it. And I ain't the biggest Charlotte Flair fan, okay? But that's her character. It's like, whenever I see her on the screen, one, she can never be babyface, in my opinion. She has, the look of a heel. Like, you want to hate her. When you see her on your television. But
yeah, absolutely.
The one thing my dad does say, and it is so true, is, my God, she is one of the best workers there.
No, absolutely. She really is. She gets a lot of shit because of, again, how she's positioned. It's the same thing that happened to Roman. It's what happened to Cena. But you can't undermine how good she is in ring.
Oh, that's 100% true.
And tonight, tonight proved it. I thought she.
By the way, I loved her attire.
Big standout.
I loved her attire.
Yeah, I was gonna say her Corral Deville attire was sick.
Ooh, that was nice.
I've been a big fan of Charlotte's attire changing up to be a bit more herself and not Ric Flair. And tonight was a bit more of that.
And by the way, I actually currently like this Charlotte and character. Like, play off it that you're the fucking division. Can I be clear?
No, yeah, 100%.
Whoever wants to make a name has to go through you. This is what they should be doing with Charlotte. Because, yes, we all hate you because you are the division. We want to see you get knocked off. And I got why Twitter was worried. They were all thinking... what do you call it? Is the Charlotte experiment, is the Rhea experiment over? Are they going to just, lob the belt back on Charlotte? I saw a lot of that on social media. I mean, to tell you, I think Charlotte will hold the women's title, and she might dethrone Rhea for it. Might not go over well, but for me, I think and also, I believe Becky's due back soon, if I'm correct. Unless she wants to keep being the mother.
Who knows at this point? I feel like Becky's going to be one of the people they're going to save for crowds.
Yeah,
you don't have Becky return to the Thunderdome.
No, hell no. Hell no. But what I will say is, for me, I thought the triple threat match did exactly what I expected it to do, and that was be a really good match.
Two standouts. Oh, sorry. What?
I was going to... Do you want to say something real quick before I go through the ending? Or?
Oh, yeah, no. I just wanted to point out two spots that I really enjoyed. There was a moment where I thought, here we go again. Traditional women do the Tower of Doom spot. Instead, cool-ass double superplex instead, which I was very happy about because, man, that women's Tower of Doom spot is overdone. And also, I really enjoyed the really awesome double chop block, double natural selection that Charlotte did, and then went for like a cool double pin. I thought that was a really cool sequence. Went for the chop block. She didn't go for the pin. That was her issue. She should went for the pin. Everybody wins off the chop block. But yeah, the ending I thought was weird, but I guess you'll get into that. And now
the ending.
Go ahead. Yeah. No.
So the ending pretty much came. They're both going, all three women going at it. All three of them pretty much hitting their moves. They're countering pretty much everything at this point. Asuka hits like a code breaker on Charlotte. She's doing her kicks and stuff. She's trying to get the Asuka lock on both Charlotte and Rhea multiple times, to the point where it comes to the fact where she's just fighting off both women. It comes back to bite her in the ass though, because she takes her eyes off of Rhea, goes after Charlotte. Charlotte from the apron kicks her right in the head. That sets Asuka up straight into the Riptide by Rhea Ripley, and Rhea gets the 3.
Now, this is where I thought it was weird.
Yeah.
Not the match itself, the fucking camera work. Because Charlotte hits Asuka, and Charlotte disappears. And Rhea pins, and I'm thinking, alright, Charlotte's gonna come in. Alright, Charlotte, alright, where the fuck is Charlotte? And she's just on the outside pissed, and I'm like, did she fall? And then they show a replay, and in the replay, they still don't show what happened.
Nope.
And I'm like, so she fell? What happened here? What Kevin done, you idiot?
No, she kicked her, and then she decided
what did she?
No,
she must have fallen after she kicked her, right?
Nope. We'll never know. Did she fall, or did she let Rhea get the victory?
We won't know.
Really, the ending itself, Riptide, cool, Rhea wins, alright, fine. But, like, that whole, like, not showing us what happened to Charlotte thing was like...
It's a Scooby-Doo mystery, Adam. You gotta solve it now.
They have to solve it.
Scooby-Dooby-Doo. What's new Scooby-Doo? I love the Simple Plan version of that song, by the way. But yeah, really good match, weird ending. On to the next segment. And before we get to the tag team match, we gotta mention this, because the fucking zombies.
Oh, no, that's not right here. We'll get to the zombies.
Yeah, it is.
No.
Absolutely.
No, wait.
Because there were 2 segments.
Well, yeah. Well, the second segment's where they show up.
Yeah, no.
Yes. No? Oh,
They showed up at the first one.
Oh, I wasn't paying attention.
So what happened is John Morrison and The Miz are backstage.
Yes.
And so, like, something about John Morrison talking about Drip. Miz is like, I don't think you know what the fuck Drip is. And then John Morrison's like, I'm gonna go check on the Lumberjacks, see what they're up to. And so he walks away. And then we cut to John Morrison.
This is a little later in the night, yeah.
Walking backstage. And he knocks on the door. And there's zombies.
What the fuck?
There were zombies.
The zombies are the Lumberjacks.
The zombies were the Lumberjacks.
Now, if any of you are wondering why, it's because that night the show was sponsored out of nowhere because, God, I didn't know that this was sponsored before by Army of the Dead. So, the Lumberjacks are zombies.
Apparently, Batista sent zombies to the WWE. And
you would know this as somebody who paid attention to the intro video when Batista clearly made mention that you never know who is going to show up. Now, I thought that meant, oh, cool, somebody's going to show up. A debut, maybe Brock Lesnar comes back.
No.
No! Zombies! We're not there yet. We'll get to that match, because fuck, that match sucked.
Okay, we'll get to that later.
But we'll talk about a nice moment that happened, even though it was a very long match.
Tag team match. The Dirty Dogs taking on the Mysterios. So, during the pre-show,
this I didn't see.
Dominic was cutting a promo, and Ziggler and Bobby Roode, being the nice men they were, decided to punk the young kid out. And, headbutt him, toss him into a few things, break his ribs,
obviously, beat the shit out of the child.
Yeah, ripping the young man, this is what they do, hazing is what they call it. So this pretty much leads to the doctor saying, look, dude, your ribs are fucked. And Mysterio's like, I don't want to be a neglected father, so you stay here. And Dominic's like, no, Dad, please, no, I can fight, I can do this. And Mysterio's like, son, no. And so now it's a handicap match. It is Rey Mysterio.
It's one of the oldest wrestling tropes. Go ahead.
Yes.
Now, I didn't know that it was going to be a handicap match. I thought, oh, cool. Because I hear him. I remember him saying, "Oh, there'll be other chances."
There is something I want to say, but I'll wait till keep
So he
keep
says,
going.
he says, "Oh, there'll be other chances." So I'm thinking, "Oh, okay, cool. Maybe we're gonna get a surprise tag team. Something cool gonna happen." And then Ray's music hits, and I'm like, "Oh, cool. Maybe Ray's gonna have a surprise tag partner. Something cool's gonna happen. Oh no, it's a handicap match. Oh, I know what's gonna happen. Dom's gonna show up halfway through. Oh, what a fucking surprise! Dom shows up halfway through." Again, there were some really cool spots in this match. I thought Rude and Ziggler had some really cool double team moves. There was really cool assisted famouser that I really liked. But man, this match was too fucking long.
Yeah, it was long. But it also for the trouble. But I'm actually going to surprise you right now. And I can't believe I'm actually going to agree with a tweet of a wrestler right now. This is going to shock you. Did anyone see Bully Ray's tweet?
No.
Why the hell would I do that?
Okay. So, alright. It was retweeted on my timeline, okay? And I just thought about it and I thought, you know what? That would have made more sense. Bully Ray said that Ray and Dom should have won the tag. By the way, great moment for Rey Mysterio and Dominic. Can we be clear?
I agree, but I just feel like this was something that should have happened a while ago. Yeah,
well, here's the thing. The tweet from Bully Ray said they shouldn't have won it tonight. They should have won it at Money in the Bank. Because guess what Money in the Bank is? Guess what date Money in the Bank is? Father's Day.
Oh. Wow.
It would have been a really cool moment. So here's what I'm thinking now. You missed the moment right now.
They should have done it at Mania.
And also with a crowd. But I'm thinking right now, you know what? If WWE want to be right dickheads, why not have Dominic turn on Rey Mysterio on Father's Day?
Money in the Bank wouldn't be on Father's Day. June 9th. Wait.
June 20th? No,
June 20th, it's a Sunday.
No, June 20th is Hell in a Cell.
When is Father's Day?
Oh, but I'm like, you couldn't have done it then. It's June 20th.
June 20th. Hell in a Cell is Father's Day. So yeah, they could have
saved it for Hell in a Cell. They could have, but it's just. But again, hold this off. I feel like Ray and Dom should have been tag champions months ago.
I don't get why you did that 4-way. Here's something I will get some
stuff
for, but
I know why they did it.
No. I need to say this. Why the fuck?
Nope.
And this is me ranting on Mania, and yes, I'm going to swear. Apologies. I don't know if this is. Well, this ain't PG for fuck's sake. It better not be. Am I right?
No, just don't get too loud.
Okay, but this is something that bummed me at Mania. Why in Lord's name, and even though it gave us a funny meme, did you have that, that number one contendership, women's tag titles, gauntlet, which by the way are the deadest tag titles in WWE on WrestleMania Night 1, and not for goodness sake, the Smackdown tag title match.
Because
you had that on WrestleMania Smackdown. Like, come on!
Well, because Fox pays the big money to have the big matches, they need a big rating. That's people complained tonight that the IC 4-way should have been on the pay-per-view, but I know why it's on SmackDown. It's because they want this. Fox is paying a good chunk of change.
I don't mind that being on SmackDown, and I actually think that'll be one of the matches of this week.
But it's all about how they, it's contracts. It's what needs to make the companies and the networks happy. It's too much micromanaging between different places, and the W doesn't really get to have a choice in what really happens anymore at this point. It's pretty much controlled by everybody else.
Yeah, I'm just happy though for Random.
I am too. It was a really good moment.
So the match pretty much goes. Ray's pretty much all by himself. He gets a few spots in, but it very quickly is cut off by both Ziggler and Bobby Roode. They pretty much get the heat on Ray for a good majority of this match, all the way up until, surprise, surprise, Dominic with his broken ass ribs walks down to the ring and is like, "Dad, tag me," and Mysterio's like, "No, you're hurt." And that goes on for a while, and Roode and Ziggler are just beating the shit out of Mysterio.
At this point, I'm getting bored.
And so basically, it's Roode Ziggler beating up Mysterio. Mysterio basically, "No, I don't want to tag in. I don't want to do it, but I'm getting my ass kicked." And so basically, he at one point he tosses Roode away, but he gets too close to the to his corner. So Dom tags himself in. Dom makes a tag. He comes in like a house fire, but gets cut off like almost immediately. Like his hot tag lasts about 30 seconds, and then they're on his ass.
Yeah, no, 100%. Yeah, it's like what? If, I thought the heat spot was over. No, more heat, I guess.
Nope.
Keep it going, baby faces.
And so Ziggler and Rude beat the shit out of Dom for like another 3-4 minutes. Dom then makes the hot tag to Mysterio, and then, here we go, baby. This is it. This is how we're going to do it. Rey Mysterio starts making a hot tag, starts making a comeback, and then, again, 30 seconds.
I'm like, why? At this point, I just started talking to my friends. I was like, okay, I'm extremely, like, what is happening?
So, they, again, I think it was Rude that stopped him with a backbreaker that pretty much puts Rey out of commission for a little bit. And so they beat on Rey again. Rey then finally gets the tag to Dom. Dom comes in. Rey Mysterio hits a dive to the outside. Dom Mysterio hits a frog splash from the top rope. Shades of Eddie Guerrero. And 1, 2, 3. That's it.
Yeah, Rey hits a really cool sunset flip, like, slide thing that he likes to do on Dolph. It looked like it hurt. And then Dom hits the softest looking frog splash I've ever seen in my life.
But it looked good.
Shades of his poppy. Shades of his daddy, Eddie Guerrero.
No, it's not. Shut the fuck up.
Oh my god.
Shades of his poppy. No. But somebody on Twitter, my friend brought up to me, and I thought, okay, you know what? After watching this match, maybe there is some truth to it. Somebody on Twitter that he saw posted a tweet stating that the longer Dom has been on the main roster, the greener he's looked.
I agree with that.
And I feel like it's because you're not booking these guys like I said, if they were tag champions months ago, I think Dom would be like a lot better than he is now. But like,
I agree.
It's start and stop. Seth Rollins, Buddy Murphy's fucking my sister. Like, what's happening, man? Like start and stop. And now, you're gonna be in the tag title shot. You're not gonna get it. Now you're gonna have to work with 4 other teams. It's like, we're not focusing on this kid who really should be grooming to be like the next big fucking Latino star for this company. And it's like, oh wow, now they're tag champions. Cool, I'm happy. But like, is it too late?
It's never too late, Adam.
Oh, don't say that, because
it's never too late.
Like I said, it was a really nice frog splash, but it had no oomph. And I feel like a lot of Dominic's moves are like that, where like they're really nice, they look crisp, they look good, but there's no oomph.
Adam, it's not your fault.
No, we're not doing this.
Oh
Adam,
god,
it's not
come
your
on.
fault.
We're not. You and I am not. I am not Matt Damon. I am not Matt Damon. But I just feel like it's like, are we at a point where is the Dominic experience, is Dom now just part of the scenery, and that's not how it should be?
Of course he
The
is. That's how
Dominic
it
experience.
always is. And that's how it always will be. No matter how far you think you can get to, you're always just going to be another person where Vince wants you to be. Not a star.
And now what do they do? I guess feud with, Gable and Otis?
Yes.
I guess, whatever. Again, this match, if it was, like, 5 minutes shorter than it was, and there wasn't, like, heat for 80% of the match, I maybe would have enjoyed it more, but the longer it went, the fucking more it got boring. And then the ending happened, and it was cool, and then I wanted it to be over.
I agree.
Well, we'll go to something you might enjoy a little bit more. More zombie segments.
Oh, here we go.
God.
Yes! I get to talk shit about whatever the fuck this was.
No. So, wait. Before the match, John Morrison went to Miz and said, yo, Miz, zombies. And Miz is like, you're always making this about yourself. It's not about you. It's about me. Why don't you think of me? Why don't you think about us in this
When's the turn happening? When's one betraying the other?
Hold on, why are we talking bad about my baby boy Miz? He was fucked over tonight.
That's what he said. He said, why do you always make it about you? It's about me beating Priest tonight. There's no fucking such thing as zombies. Shut the fuck up. And then you see the zombies just slowly walking in the background. Which now leads us to the singles match that everyone was waiting for.
Lumberjack.
Damian Priest versus The Miz Lumberjack match, where the Lumberjacks
are zombies.
So, this whole thing starts out, and lay out the scenery real quick. The whole thing starts out very normally. Damian Priest makes his entrance, does the weird fucking archer thing that I don't get. Is he an archer? Is he a vampire? I don't fucking know. But he walks down the ring, he does his thing, the Miz comes out, Morrison comes out, they do the fucking slow-mo, and then they have the
I love it.
not be in slow-mo, because you can hear the pyro clearly going off like a second before the slow-mo starts in, which was annoying, but I digress. They make their way to the ring, and then all of a sudden, fucking zombies swarming the fucking arena.
There was a zombie that looked like he was dressed as Elvis.
Yes.
My favorite. There were zombies jumping over the barricade. There was a zombie that was underneath the announcer's desk that the announcers hold on, the announcers all of a sudden noticed the zombie that was under their desk.
Yes, from the first match.
And they dip, and then they come back later, and they're like, we're in a safer spot now, because the zombies aren't here. The match is almost kind of shot like it's going to be cinematic. The Titantron is like Apocalypse.
It's a city, it's a ruined city.
I'm so happy. I was like walking to the store, watching this on my phone, because I was like, I don't have to really pay attention to this. This just seems like the worst fucking thing ever. All these poor NXT recruits in this zombie makeup. What? And the worst part is the Elvis one never comes back.
Did you want to say something? It sounded like you wanted to say
all I'm going to say to this match is, it was, because of the co-promotion, with Army of the Dead.
Oh, what the fuck?
This was, ladies and gentlemen, your product placement match of the evening. That's truthful. And also, and let me be clear, for kids and all that, it'd be cool, for kids and all that. I bet a lot of kids got a laugh out of it. Okay,
yeah,
for the PG audience and all that, and also seeing Miz and Morrison hit by zombies, would have made them all laugh.
But like halfway through the match,
I need to get this point though going.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. There's this match.
No, because there's a point I want to rant on, and I've seen a lot of social media accounts go on it, and I'm gonna jump on the train right here. We're going to be mentioning something in another segment about a match which Cody Rhodes said put the wrestling business 30 years back. You remember that was like a company saying Sahaya? A week ago?
Are we talking about Blood and Guts here?
Yeah, yes. And you know how WWE came out and said it put wrestling back 30 years?
But then they do this
Motherfuckers! Shit. You got zombies! You got this cookie carny shit! Shut it! Shut it! Keep your mouth shut! Shut the fuck up and move on! And that's all I'm going to say about it.
They go to the outside and they do the fucking spot in the movie where, I know we don't like each other, but I guess we gotta fight the zombies.
You're ruining the experience.
What experience? This match.
Okay, so let me just go through. Okay, so the thing about this match, it's basically like
garbage.
It's 3 matches in one. You have the match between Damian Priest and The Miz. You have the match between Damian Priest, The Miz, and the Zombies. And then later on, you have the match between John Morrison and the Zombies. So, the match starts off pretty normal. Damian Priest, The Miz, they're doing the match. And they're pretty much working lumberjack spots where they have to fight off the zombies every time they get tossed to the outside. And, that goes... I honestly couldn't tell you a damn thing about what Priest or The Miz did in this match, because I was primarily focused on the zombies. So basically what happens next is that at one point they're both getting tossed out to the outside, now the zombies are swarming them.
Oh no! Here they come! I guess we have to team up and fight the zombies!
Yes!
The zombies! They're wrestling zombies! I can't with this company!
Like the fucking Walking Dead.
No, which by the way, multiple Walking Dead references about Lucille, Walking Dead. There's a great, there's a really funny Corey Graves line where he says, we got zombies, but this isn't ECW.
I love that line. You said, no, this is not the ECW line. This is not another ECW
revival.
Okay.
I thought that was really funny, but like, this is not a match anymore. At this point, this is not a match anymore.
You're right, Adam. You're right. This isn't a match. This is a
fight for survival.
As Damian Priest and The Miz have to team up to fight the zombies, and they're fighting them off, and Damian Priest is taking them off with ease, but no. Out comes the big guy.
The big zombie.
Zombie coming face to face with Damian Priest. And Priest is trying to knock the motherfucker down, and he can't go down. He's striking away at him, and he's not doing it. It takes Priest going for this sick-ass enziguri to finally take this big motherfucker down. And at that point, Miz and Damian get back in the ring. Miz calls for a high five. He kicks him in the midst.
He kicks him, yeah.
They go back to their match. At one point, then this comes to the point where Morrison comes down to the ring.
Yeah, Morrison's
trying to help.
Yeah, make it clear. Before the match starts, Morrison's like, "Peace out, my bro. I ain't dealing with these guys."
No,
he dips. Now, I'll make it clear. When he did that, I thought, "Oh, is there going to be a point where Morrison comes back dressed up as a zombie to like make the win?" No, we don't get that. Instead, Morrison's in fucking Boone the Bounty Hunter mode. Instead, Boone the Bounty Hunter's here, and we're just gonna let him go and do crazy parkour and fight the zombies, because that's what Jomo does for, like, all of a sudden, yeah, guys, I know there's a match in the ring, but look at John Morrison on the outside with these zombies! I'm like...
Yeah, the match just switches to John Morrison just parkouring on these motherfucking zombies, and he's just trying to whip ass with his sick ass parkour moves. He's kicking these motherfuckers, but then he gets stranded, and then he gets hurted by these zombies, and then he tries to jump the barricade. But there are more zombies behind him, and so much so he can't fight them off, and the fucking zombies eat John Morrison.
Yeah, they eat him.
John Morrison is presumably dead.
This would lead to the distraction by Miz. Miz can't believe it. His best friend just got eaten by zombies.
But wait, there's more.
What do you mean there's more?
Because there's going to be 2 deaths in a few seconds.
Yeah, then let me get to that real quick. So, Miz, distracted by the zombies, that allows Priest to hit his crossroads.
There's a name for it, but I forgot. The south of hell is the choke slam.
Whatever. It's the crossroads.
Yeah, it's roll the dice. Shoutouts to Reno.
He hits the hero's welcome, and that would do it for the 3 count. After the match, Priest gets the fuck out of there, but it's not over just yet.
Nope.
Because the Miz is still unconscious, and then here comes the swarm of zombies again, coming into the ring, and then
they eat the Miz.
Presumably, they devour the Miz.
So 2 people are now essentially dead, or they are zombies. How the fuck does tomorrow night happen, or tonight, whenever you're listening to this?
Let it be known that within the span of a year, we have seen probably around like 6 to 8 deaths in the WWE.
But he was eaten by zombies. Zombies.
Yes. I wrote on Twitter that this was pretty much 3 matches in one segment, and they pretty much all sucked. But now, going back and talking about it, I just realized that this was probably one of the best things on this show.
No!
It was mayhem.
Yes.
God.
What was this? This was not, what is this?
This was what wrestling in the
this, ladies and gentlemen, was what the fuck is going on here?
For once, I'm the guy saying I hate the kooky shit.
I'm with Adam. I did not like it.
Listen, I love my fair share.
Bullshit.
I love my fair share of like weird ass product, but like this is up there with RoboCop.
RoboCop was cool though back in those days.
No, I'm talking like WCW, he shows up, he can't do anything, the suit's falling off, it's halfway in the show. This is a terrible product play. This is like Chucky. Like, what did this do for anyone? 2 people are dead. This was a feud. This was a feud that you're coming off of an amazing match at WrestleMania with the Bad Bunny
and you just
influence.
ruined it.
And you just completely shat all over this story with zombies! You could have done anything else with the zombies. Throw Gulak and Garza in with the zombies.
You know what we're going to see next time? It's going to be Damian Priest teaming up with the Great Khali, and they got to fight off all of the zombies that were left. Because now the zombies are coming after them. We're going to get the best team up ever, the greatest drawing big man in the WWE with the Archer of Infamy taking on the zombies. It's going to be great, Adam.
Unless it's in a Punjabi prison, I don't want to see this.
Let's move on.
Please, move on. Can we get to a good match, please? A good match.
Next match. Yeah, this is actually a really good match that I liked. Bianca Belair taking on Bayley for the SmackDown Women's Championship.
Awesome match, awesome finish.
Oh god, to say that Bayley is just the brightest
MVP for WWE in 2020. I said it. I meant it.
She's definitely up there. Her and Roman.
No, her, because Roman only came back late 2020.
Oh, that's fair.
She was the MVP during that whole pandemic, and I
don't
really want to argue it.
This match was so fucking good. And I wasn't doubting that this match was going to be good.
These two are great.
There's one spot that I was really upset about, and again, it's not the women's fault. It's camera work. Kevin Dunn cuts away from Bianca doing a kip up to show just Bayley lying on the floor because
Kevin Dunn's an idiot.
Because, yeah, alright, cool, that's what we want to see. But, besides that, these two girls went at it. It was fucking great. Great counters. Go ahead.
So, basically, the whole story of this match is basically, like, Bayley going, like, you're just a greenhorn, you have the title, but you have no idea what it means to actually hold the belt. And, you know, she's mocking Bianca for the good majority of it. She had something tatted, it was like Bell Dumb on the back of her head.
She always has something.
Yeah, I don't know what, I forgot what it was, but she had something like that.
Let me see if I can find it. You keep going.
She played such great, immaculate scummy heel tactics in this match. It was just amazing. Bianca also very good here. Also has been doing the best work she's done pretty much ever since like Mania and since the Royal Rumble. She's just been phenomenal in her role. They've strapped a rocket to her and she's done fantastic. She really gets to show off just how powerful and how athletic she is in her matches compared to everyone else. I'm just going to say the WWE are very lucky to have both of these women. They showcased a lot of what they can offer in this match. One of the coolest spots is Bayley's going for a pin, and Bianca, just because how fucking strong she is, she just sends her flying to the outside. That was great. The finish came as Bayley was pretty much mocking Bianca. Mocking her hair to the point where she started using her hair a lot for her own offense. Like, she used her hair to pull her into the Bayley to belly.
Okay.
And so Bayley tries to use her hair again, but this time Bianca grabs it, holds Bayley with her hair, gets the roll-up in, holds her leg with her hair, gets the 3 count, retains her belt. Great finish. Great match.
Bayley is pissed. She's outside. She's going up to Michael Cole in his notes. Say Bianca's a cheater. She used her hair. Pat McAfee on commentary, who, by the way, is a godsend. So making it very clear, hair is part of the body. It's not illegal. It's part, as long as it's not a weapon or anything. What she did technically counts. There's nothing wrong about that. This obviously is going to lead to them fighting again, which I can't wait. I found the tattoo. She had Bell Loser on the back of her neck, was what she had tonight.
Oh.
Again, I'm the more of these two together, the better, because SmackDown, as of right now, currently only has 8 active women's wrestlers, and 2 of them hold tag team titles. So, and Sasha's currently on vacation. So, they're going to need to start building to somebody, hopefully Mia Yim in the future, but I'm totally down for Hell in a Cell, Bianca, and Bayley too. This match was great, and I can watch them fight again.
You know what? I want to say something right now. I would do so. Correct me if I'm wrong. The next 2 pay-per-views are Hell in a Cell and then Money in the Bank. Am I right?
As of what we think.
If I was doing it anyway, and I'm telling you this straight, I would hold off on doing this again, unless you got Bayley to win the belt via a cheat method. Now, hear me out, that may go unpopular. But you want a main event for SummerSlam? I would love nothing more than for Bayley to say, why don't you prove you're the best, the fastest, the quickest, the strongest? Or why don't you even prove that you are... You know how, like, Bayley's been trying to say to Bianca, prove you're the EST. So prove you're the best. And I know Bayley can do it, but there'd be a question about Bianca, and I think she could do it. I'd love to see these two in a 30-women Iron Man match.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Put that at SummerSlam. Iron Woman match between those two.
Iron Woman match would be cool, but...
I don't know if that would happen, but that would be cool to see.
After what happened, yeah.
Because we know that Bayley can go 30 minutes. We've seen her do it.
She did it with Sasha.
No, I think Bianca can go too, but I think after what happened with the Seth and Dolph Iron Man match with the timer...
I don't think they're going to really... does anybody remember that?
I remember being very pissed off that they counted down every 5 seconds. It takes away from the match.
Well, again, the match was, also very dull.
But, yeah, an Iron Man match, cool. Especially if it's in front of a crowd.
Yeah, but overall, love the match. Then we go on to something that was even as entertaining as that women's championship match, or as I like to think it was. The WWE Championship Triple Threat, Drew McIntyre and Braun Strowman taking on Bobby Lashley, the current WWE Champion. Good Lord, this match was insane. I love this. Just 3 big men doing big guy shit. Strowman nearly killed himself twice in this match. Drew being a fucking freak of nature. I don't even know how that man's human. Bobby Lashley being a scumbag. I don't know what else you could pretty much ask for this match. I think
that was great. That match was great. I loved how they brought up the fit. Fucking hell, McIntyre fucking hitting a Michinoku driver on Strowman. Holy shit. Apart from that.
That was nuts.
And this is going to be all YouTube because sadly I got caught up doing something and didn't really get to see anything besides the finish.
And, the finish I will go into because I loved how it was your typical heel triple threat finish if Zahaya gets where I'm coming from.
Yeah, no, obviously.
But it worked because you thought... you want to know what I was expecting, though? So the spot was, where Drew threw Lashley through that setting, through the Thunderdome seats, in a sense. The Thunderdome set. I was... that disappointed me. This is the only one little flaw I had. And I kind of wished he'd done it. You remember when, on a live Raw with fans, Strowman speared Lashley through the Tron?
Yeah.
I was waiting for Strowman to do the same to McIntyre because they had the camera there, for that long. That was the only little thing I could niche about this.
That's true. Again, but that comes with general terms that the camera work in WWE is just plain bad.
Get him done.
But I've little things to go over the match with. The Drew Lashley spot where Drew pretty much takes him, tosses him into the thing, and he explodes. Like, that was like one of the few times where I actually like, yes, they got that spot right. Takes Lashley out of the match, brings him in later towards the end, which I thought was done brilliantly. Strowman had his working boots on in this match. I will give him that.
Strowman worked.
I give Strowman a lot of shit, and most of that is justified. But he came in here with something to prove. He was throwing out sentons. He did a devastating big boy senton onto Drew.
Saw you out on Twitter over that.
Oh, that looked so sick. I loved it. But the part in the middle where like Drew and Strowman are just going at it, and they're just hitting each other with a lot of shit. Like Strowman hits the senton, and then Drew hits him with the Michinoku driver, and then they go to the outside, and Drew hits him with the belly-to-belly suplex, where Strowman almost kills himself again. And then I think Drew was trying to go for a Claymore kick on the outside.
Yes,
but Strowman.
I saw this. He was going for a Claymore.
But Strowman caught him out of midair into a powerbomb into the announce table.
He
smashes him. And the way Drew sold it, loved it. Like, full head over heels.
He smashes him through this table with that powerbomb.
You got wrecked.
So, the finish of the match, like Hitkid said, it was a typical finish, heel triple threat finish, but it worked well here. Both Drew, Braun back in the ring. Drew hits a Claymore onto Strowman. Lashley comes in at the last second, throws out Drew, goes for the spear on Strowman, gets the 3, retains the belt. Just a fantastic triple threat match. Okay, and that will lead us to our main event. It is the Swiss Cyborg, the Swiss Superman, Cesaro taking on the Tribal Chief Roman Reigns for the WWE Universal Championship. Now, the story going into this one was basically, this is Cesaro's first opportunity at the Universal title or at any major WWE Championship, and pretty much his first pay-per-view main event. And he's watched Roman pretty much destroy pretty much the entire SmackDown roster. He saw him destroy his friend Daniel Bryan, so much so that Bryan had to leave SmackDown. So that was Cesaro's story. But Roman had his own story going on where Jimmy is now back in the fold. The Usos are now back almost together, but not completely.
Not quite.
Because Jimmy has shown that he is not going to be as subservient as Jay is.
Jimmy has shown that he remembered the shit Roman put him through.
Yeah, that's true. He's pretty much saying that I'm not gonna be like your little lap dog like my brother.
I'm not forgiving you, motherfucker.
And he's like, I'm nobody's bitch. He
got a
t-shirt. I love that. And he's basically like, and so that's leading us problems with both Roman, Jay,
I'm gonna shock
Jimmy.
y'all. Cause I do have a few things to say, but go ahead, sir.
So that basically leads us to the match. Before the match starts, Jay is like backstage, and they're like in gorillas, like I got your back. Just know this, like we're gonna handle our business. And he's like, and Roman's like, we. What the fuck is this we shit?
It's all about me, motherfucker.
Yeah, it's like, why don't you go find your brother and you go deal with that? I'll go deal with this. I don't need you.
Come on, Paulie. And then Paulie goes and takes his cool ass strut. Paulie's got a strut now when he comes out with that belt. I love it.
So the match pretty much starts off. This was basically like, all in all, this is probably like the most Japan-esque main event. Like, this was more of a New Japan main event than the New Japan main events that we get.
Oh, 100%. This was way more calculated, slow-paced, hard-hitting, not all story-driven, but way more like wrestling, which was an interesting perspective to go, especially with how flat I thought the end of the show was, but we'll get there.
So basically, it starts off with both Cesaro and Roman. They're duking it out. Cesaro actually gets the better of Roman a few times during the beginning of this matchup. He gets to show off his freakish athleticism. He hits that springboard uppercut that he hits so goddamn. They basically got to show off just how good Cesaro is, which, surprise, surprise, he's very fucking good. And the fact that it took him this long to get into a main event position like this, just to fight for a WWE Championship, it's ludicrous.
10 years.
Because you look at this man, and you can see easily, this man can go. You put him up with anybody on this roster, he can just go. And that's the type of guy that you want in positions like this, where I get it, you don't want him to hold the belt, but he can easily fight for the WWE title, and he's not going to be out of place whatsoever.
People have been saying that for years. I mean, there's something that's not been said about Cesaro being at least in that scene. He doesn't deserve it. It's just there's this stupid language barrier, if that's even a case anymore, or whatever it is.
So the match. Go ahead.
I mean, Adam's right. That's really the truth behind it. Adam is right.
So the match pretty much goes, Cesaro's showing off on Roman a little bit. Roman finally gets one up on Cesaro when he tosses him to the outside. That's when Cesaro lands on his arm, and the arm starts to be compromised, and that's where the real story of the match begins. Because right after that, Cesaro gets a little bit of offense here and there, but Roman starts focusing on that arm.
This becomes a story between Roman and Cesaro's arm. That's the whole match at this point, and that's where the New Japan thing comes in.
Pretty much. So Cesaro is trying to work. He's trying to do his big maneuvers with the arm, with the injured arm, but it's not working. Roman at one point hits a fucking drive-by drop kick.
Right into the ring
post.
post.
Arm into the
right
ring
into the ring post. That looked
beautiful
awesome.
Spot.
That looked so hard.
Sick.
I thought he actually.
So sick.
It looked like he actually hit his arm. It looked like that hurt.
It looked like it sucked so much, but it looked very, very good.
Pain.
Up to that point, it's basically Roman knowing that he's in control, and so he starts doing his typical Roman thing. He starts talking shit.
It was great. He's talking to Debray. He's saying, "You stay at home. You watch this." Roman has taken advantage of the Thunderdome better than a lot of people have, with the whole being able to know that we at home can hear what he's saying now, and it just adds a little bit more to the match. It adds more to the realism because it feels like he's talking to us.
Absolutely. Roman starts working over his arm for a lot of this match. He's going after the arm of Cesaro. He's working over him so much to the point that he starts to get a little overconfident. Cesaro starts to make him pay for it. He starts firing back with the uppercuts, but every single time he hits him with the arm, he can't.
He's feeling it.
Yeah, he's feeling it. But he soldiers through the match. He hits his usual shtick, the apron superplex to the outside.
Really cool.
From the apron into the ring, I should say.
Really sick.
There's this sharpshooter spot where he tries to lock in the sharpshooter, but he can't because his arm is
fucked.
So fucked up. He has to just hold on with one arm and just hoping to hang in there with the other. He sells his ass off in this match, and it is just great to see.
What's tremendous?
Is the sharpshooter after or before the crossface? He gets a bit of a crossface, which is really nice.
That sharpshooter was led in. I think that was led into the crossface.
Yeah. Before that, Roman's doing arm bars, Fujiwara arm bars. And I'm like, what the hell is Roman doing right now?
I want to say this that you know how you get these idiots who say Roman can't wrestle. You still find these fucking tools, if I'm allowed to say it.
It's the same people who thought Cena couldn't wrestle.
Yeah, Roman is a great wrestler. I've been saying it for years. Roman's a great wrestler.
damn good worker. He always has been.
This match had Roman's working boots were on because of the competitor he was going up against in Cesaro. He knew, all right, this isn't like me going up against Debray or like Kevin, where like, okay, we can brawl a little bit, or we can like show off. No, this is going to be a wrestling match. I got to put my boots on, and Roman's out here doing technical work, and I'm like, wow, congrats.
So, a little thing before we get to the end. I really like the Cesaro trying to go for the uppercut again.
Can't do it.
He can't do it. There is also another point in the match where he tries to go for that springboard uppercut again and gets clocked with a killer Superman punch.
Awesome
on the button.
Holy,
so great.
These people lately with these springboard like moves, the Matt Riddle and Sheamus Mania. I don't know what's up all of a sudden.
God, that broad kick was.
They're catching these like spots perfectly on camera, and like I'm like, wow, that's really good because that was awesome.
It's so good. Finish of the match comes to the point where Roman locks in the guillotine, and that's basically where Cesaro, he's got to find his. In other words, like he's trying his damnedest. He slams Roman onto the mat, but Roman's not letting go.
Roman's like, nope.
Roman's still not letting go. It looked like Cesaro is about to pass. Cesaro's really just going red. He's turning purple in this guillotine, but he's still trying to find like that one last ditch effort. He grabs Roman's hand. He is trying to use whatever strength he has left. He is bringing that arm up, and it looks like he's about to get out of it. But his arm just gives out at the last possible moment where he can possibly escape. Roman locks the guillotine in once more, and then you can just see Cesaro fade, and he's not moving, and that's it. Roman gets the pass-out victory on Cesaro.
Yep, Cesaro went out.
They are really putting over
coming.
this guillotine lock as a big deal, and it's going to be the first person who breaks out of it, who's probably going to be the person that wins the belt. It's going to have a huge response.
Oh, absolutely. So yeah, Roman wins the match. After the match, Jay comes out. He beats the shit out of Cesaro. That goes on for a second until Seth Rollins comes out.
Yeah, I didn't like any of this.
Quite possibly.
The ugliest suit I have ever seen.
Ever seen in my fucking life.
His suit looked like...
That's Sahaya wonders why I really don't like this man in both storyline core and also shoot recently in wrestling, Sahaya.
Cesaro coming out, not Cesaro, Seth Rollins tonight coming out looking like those pants that R-Truth had that one time. You know, those white with the blues at the bottom. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
What the hell was he wearing? He comes out, I'm like, oh no, are we going to get a face turn? Because I really don't want that. Oh no, he's just going to beat up Cesaro. No, and then the show is going to go off the air with Cesaro dead and Seth stands tall. And like I said earlier, that next month we have Hell in a Cell. I already have the idea in my mind that we're going to probably get Bobby Lashley and Drew, and we're probably going to get Cesaro and Seth.
I'm going to corner you right now. I've been waiting for us to talk, about the next month Hell in a Cell.
No. I was just saying what I said because I'm like, is that what we're getting? Is that the other match, Seth and Cesaro? Why is this still happening?
I'm going to say something to you now. I actually think both Hell in a Cells are going to be from the Smackdown brand.
But
I'm sorry.
Why?
I don't know. I think Cesaro Seth might be your Hell in a Cell opener. You know how they do one at the start of the show, one at the end of the show?
But what's the point of this feud still happening?
I don't know. I'm going to shock you right now. I'll tell you what the other Hell in a Cell is going to be. Jimmy Uso versus Roman Reigns.
Oh, God. I could actually see that happening, too.
And you want to know something? Don't be surprised if it's under the same stipulation as last year's match.
Ooh.
But
think about it. Look, Roman will... No. Oh, Adam, before you go. Roman wants Jimmy to acknowledge him. And Jimmy's like, I ain't nobody's bitch. And Roman's like, I'll bend you to be it. You see where I'm coming from?
But see, that I can get behind. But Okay, so the pay-per-view doesn't end with the champion on top or a big return. It ends with Seth and Cesaro.
Crappy way to end the show.
A mid-card feud. Why? Seth lost clean at Mania. What is the point of
horrible
this
way
feud?
to end the show. Horrible way to end the show. I'll be 2 secs. You guys want to close out that segment? 2 secs.
Yeah.
Like, I don't... Sahaya, what's your take here? Because I don't get... This felt like an awfully flat way to end your pay-per-view. Which, in all honesty, the 2 women's matches, the main event, I gotta go back and watch the WWE title match. Besides the 2 other, like, the tag title match and whatever the fuck the train wreck of the zombie thing was not a terrible show. But the ending is... that's such a flat way to leave on.
I actually agree with you. Other than, like, you know, the tag team match, I thought this was actually a very good show that WWE produced here. I will agree with you that I didn't quite understand, you know, beating up Cesaro not once but twice after his match was over, then having Seth break his arm and then curb stomping him. Obviously, the feud is not over. They're gonna do the Hell in a Cell match, but you're absolutely right, because it's not the fact that he beat him at Mania. He's already beaten him twice, because he beat him at Mania and then he beat him on SmackDown. Cesaro has 2 straight victories over Seth Rollins. So
and then,
other than like to get Seth, you know, his
a win.
Back,
but that's my thing. So his heat back is going to be what? So that he leads to a match, I guess, with Roman for the belt. But then what the fuck am I cheering for?
Yeah, I'd rather cheer Roman than Seth.
Yeah, but you can't cheer Roman right now because we're not turning Roman.
It makes no sense.
We're not going to turn Seth back to being a good guy because why did he turn back to being a good guy? He just beat up the guy that we like.
No, here's the problem. People actually, trust me, when crowds come back, I expect a few people, you know, to cheer Roman.
Yeah, definitely. But, like,
one's cheering Seth.
Exactly. So why is... and that is, once again, the story of tonight, baby faces.
Oh, I also have to say this. I have to... no, this is something I'm getting off my chest right now.
Alright, say it.
I hate Rollins' new theme, even though it's a mix of his old Burn It Down theme.
No, I
hate it. Go back to the one you had before. I actually really love the Messiah theme.
This just proves the fact
that the new theme is garbage.
Who else on SmackDown is there?
Sahaya, I know I used the holy theme, but god damn it, you never used that new theme.
I just want Second Coming. Just keep using Second Coming.
It's like... Again, I really hope that the end game here is Big E, but I really hope the end game isn't going to be Seth.
What are you going to do for these months, though? That's the question.
That is the question.
Again, baby faces. Question mark.
We don't have them.
Who else is on SmackDown right now? No one. What are they going to do, Kevin Owens again?
Probably.
D-Bry's gone. I mean, like, Shinsuke maybe deserved it.
Time to do a draft soon, I guess.
I guess so.
Yeah, but again, Backlash I thought was good, and then the ending, sour.
I thought, other than the tag team match, I thought this was a really good show by the WWE. I didn't really hate anything on this show. I thought the zombie stuff was stupid fun.
No.
I thought...
I know what rating I'm giving it. Go on.
I thought the opening was pretty solid. I thought both women's matches were pretty solid. I thought the triple threat between Drew, Braun, and Bobby was great, fun, and I thought Cesaro and Roman put on a very, very good wrestling match. So overall, I'll probably give this show 8 out of 10.
Yeah, I give it 8 out of 10. 6.
Well, 6.5's closer to 7. Okay, I'll run it to 7. All right.
Okay.
Main event was really good.
Yes.
I thought the WWE Championship match over-delivered. I really enjoyed that. Because even though I was expecting a horse fight, they really beat the shit out of each other, and I really enjoyed that. Plus, I was wondering how long will this go. You see where I'm coming from? Ray and Dominic, nice moment. Love that. But saw the tweet and thought, man, you could have maybe done it next month. It may have had more meaning, but still loved it. Women's matches, top notch. Okay, I think match at night was Bayley versus Bel-Air. No, the ending of the pay-per-view, horrible. Why build up a mid-card feud? You expected to see Jimmy Uso maybe come out and, do a save though, or, someone to do a save. Just leaves a bitter taste in the mouth, as she said, very sour. And I fucking hated the fucking lumberjack match. What goofy, carny bullshit. And also, I'm happy Priest won, but I'm like, what the hell? If you're gonna keep, what type of win does that give him? No, thank you.
I don't know. But,
short and sweet, good show, bad ending, lumberjack thing, let's never talk about it.
Yeah, so 7 out of 10.
8 out of 10 more zombies.
7 out of 10.
Alright, so, moving on. We're going to get on to our wrestling news segment, and I've got a few things we can talk about here. Very first, I want to bring it up. It's kind of the biggest news that came out this week. Course, New Jack, Jerome Young, most notably known as New Jack in his time in ECW, recently passed away at the age of 58.
From a heart attack.
Wow.
From a heart attack, which came to a shock of a lot of people. I know there have been a lot of people who have had
opinions.
A lot of opinions about New Jack in the past, but I think a lot of people would say that he is definitely a person in wrestling that you just don't forget. Like you're always gonna remember the name.
Did you see the Paul Heyman tribute on Talking Smart?
Oh, very fun. I watched it 4 times in a row.
Beautiful.
Like, New Jack is a character that will live on in infamy, just like Austin or Rock or Hogan, because the character became the person, and the person became the character. There was nowhere knowing where the line was drawn. There was no New Jack real. And that's what people remember New Jack, is because there was no, funny business behind the character. New Jack was New Jack, and you knew that.
Yeah, I love what Heyman said at the start of it. I'm expecting this to be a stunt, so he can sell a bunch of t-shirts at the weekend.
And the fucked up thing is, you could totally see New Jack doing that.
I'm not trying to offend or anything. I think what shocked me the most, and this ain't even me trying to be offended, but I saw it on Twitter as well, that the heart attack got him. Can I be clear?
Yeah.
This was someone when you thought, because this is the way here's the thing, before wrestling, New Jack was a fucking bounty hunter. That man, captured people, and I believe I don't know if he killed people, but you see where I'm coming from? That was his job.
He goes out in just a normal heart attack.
Yeah, I thought it'd be something, where no disrespect, he got shot or something. You see where I'm coming from? You wouldn't have thought his cause of that would be a heart attack. Wow.
And, it's a year after the Dark Side doc comes out, and I thought it was also very eerie that it was, a day after the Nick Gage Dark Side doc, where I feel Nick Gage, at this point, is a modern-day New Jack. And, hearing Nick Gage on that show talk about, I'm probably gonna die in the ring, or, I'm cool with dying like that, and then kind of paralleling to New Jack, and then the next day, New Jack is dead. It's very, very eerie, but at the same time, very shocking and sad, because it's you wouldn't have thought New Jack would have been one of the guys that was going to go out this soon.
Yeah. No, also, I need to quickly say something. The GCW as well, with the Vegas show playing Natural Born Killer, I believe, before the show.
Yep. Yes, they did. They also had a nice 10-bell salute. It's fucked. It's sad. It's really sad.
The man made listen, I know it will take some editing, but god damn it, I want to do a spot now where I dive off a balcony on a car show.
He'll always be remembered.
New Jack is like I said. You're never gonna forget the name New Jack,
Yeah.
and that's because he made he made sure that you remembered him, no matter what show you went to, no matter where you saw him. He made sure that you remembered the name New Jack, and that is not something a lot of people can do by the time that they were done with their wrestling careers. But that's exactly what New Jack did. That's exactly what.
For all the shit he gets, and people say the man was a very smart, well-educated man who knew what the fuck he was doing and how to make money, and he did.
He did.
And it's also really sad because, like, only a few weeks ago, he was in the ring at in Florida during WrestleMania weekend.
Yeah, Just shows you how the world works.
You never know. Take every day with a grain of salt.
Every day
could
be your last. That is not just a saying. That is an absolute fact. Rest in peace, Jerome Young, New Jack. Condolences to his family, and
let's move on.
Yeah, it's a tough loss for the wrestling community, man. Adam brought it up earlier, but the Nick Gage Dark Side of the Ring documentary recently came out.
No spoilers, please. I've got to watch it when it
spoil
comes
it.
to the UK.
It's wrestling. We're not going to spoil it.
I don't want to be...
Just quick general thoughts. I thought the documentary was very well done. Thought it explained who Nick Gage as a person was very damn well. It was very so much point where it's like it was very funny. It could be lighthearted at times, but it was also very serious, and you felt for Nick Gage by the end of it. And you got to know Nick Gage as, you know, not just the personality as the wrestler, but when you really look at it, it's like you said with New Jack. There's like there was not really much in between of the wrestling character Nick Gage and the person Nick Gage himself. And I think that was what was really cool.
Nick Gage, as an avid Nick Gage fan, MDK all fucking day. The documentary went over every single point you were hoping it was going to go over, from him dying, which, if you don't know about that, fucking
tournament of death. It was in the final against Flintlock Jack.
Got his entire artery under his arm cut open. By a shard of a light tube. It was dead for literally 7 minutes before coming back to life. They bring that up. They talk about the infamous, obviously, him robbing the bank, which sent him to jail for, 5 years? But he got out. 5 years. He got out in 4 off of parole. They talk about him going back to jail. They talk about the David Arquette match. Obviously, David Arquette is in it, which made me very happy. I love David Arquette. He's my hero. I still hate Zahir for making me rank him D and not A.
Not involved.
But so they talk about that, which was really funny. There's a really funny extra clip that you can look up where David Arquette talks about sending Nick Gage a new mattress in the mail to be like, hey, we're all cool now. Here's a mattress. Which you can find on their YouTube page. All in all, I think the whole episode was really good. Also, they go into the passing of his brother, Justice Payne. Which really interesting parallels there and how their careers started to where they ended up. All in all, a really, really good episode. To those who don't know anything about deathmatch wrestling, I have seen people in the same vein of when the New Jack episode came out, going after, like, oh, how are we glorifying or heroing or championing people like this? They're terrible. He's robbed a bank, and deathmatch this, and deathmatch that, and it's all garbage, and these people are trash. But it's like, it's because you don't know beforehand, and those people go into this shit blind. But that's what the show like this is for new people to understand what this wrestling community is like. There's multiple wrestling genres. It's not all just WWE, AEW. Deathmatch wrestling has its place, and it deserves its place, and these people put their bodies on the line just as much and just as hard as everybody else, and they deserve the respect that everybody else gets just as much.
I agree with him.
And that's my thoughts on the episode. I thought it was really good. But also, sorry, I don't want to do this, but I got cut off before the New Jack thing ended. I just wanted to recommend to anybody who hasn't seen him and Shark Boy and TNA, go watch it. It's a fucking gem.
Yeah, I actually agree with him.
Speaking of Nick Gage, that was not the only news he made this week with the Dark Side of the Ring.
No, it wasn't.
Also, him and Moxley going at it.
Yeah!
Yes, at the end of draft day at GCW, I watched this show. A phenomenal match in the main event between AJ Gray and Nick Gage ends with Jon Moxley showing the fuck up, and they fought. And apparently, I don't know how much of this is
fought all the way
rumored.
down Vegas, rumor has it on Twitter.
I don't know how much of this is true. There hasn't been any pictures about it, so who knows if they're fabricating or not. But they stated that they ended up fighting for 13 more minutes down Vegas Strip. So, this is obviously leading up to where I think it's going to happen, which is going to be next month at Tournament of Survival, which I got tickets for. So, I will definitely have my live on the scene coverage on this podcast.
I want to disappoint Adam. Adam.
Oh, it's definitely happening at TOS.
If it happens at TOS, I'm ordering the show. I'll straight up say it. I don't think it happens at TOS, and I'll tell Adam why. I think they'll do another segment at TOS. I think they're going to run Spring Break in summer again, like they did last year. I know it's usually Mania's 2 spring breaks, and I think it happens at Spring Break in summer. SummerSlam weekend.
We will see what happens, but still, awesome situation that's going on.
Oh, I can't wait for it.
It's proving once again what Jon Moxley really is the hottest commodity in wrestling to this day. He deserves all the credit for being the man that's reviving most of the wrestling world outside of the WWE. They lost somebody very important that could have given them the fucking world, and he's now taking all of that and giving it to everybody else who deserves it, because that's the kind of guy he is. He's doing that for GCW, for New Japan, with AEW, anywhere else he's going to show up, because God, once the world opens back up, he's going to go everywhere.
Unless the High's got another thing, I think that's actually a perfect spring road to go into a Dynamite thing. Unless the High's got another head-on.
There's actually a lot more. There's a few more stuff that we have to go into, but I will say that whatever GCW show that Moxley and Engaged is in, that will be it will be the biggest buy rate they will ever.
Biggest show they've had.
Yes, absolutely. Also, before we move on, quick recommendation: Joey Janela versus Alley Cat, or
great match.
She was on that night, Alley Catch. Fantastic intergender match. Go check it out. Really good stuff. Anyway, you can go on.
You want to know what will cause nuclear heat? Even though it says he's done with GCW for now. Watch it, RSP. Fucking watch it. I'll call it now.
Going into Impact, they recently just had a show.
I need to talk about this. Under
Siege.
I saw some of it.
Well, we're gonna quickly run down.
I saw some of it. I can talk about the 3 matches I actually watched. So.
Well, we're just gonna run down the match card.
All right, go ahead.
Just run down the winners. Brian Myers defeating Black Taurus in a singles match.
Taurus.
Taurus. I'm not entirely sure how I feel about that, considering Black Taurus should be protected at all times, but
they're building Myers up.
They're building Myers up.
They which I have to give them credit for. They have a lot of trust in Myers, so there's that.
He's gonna be a future Impact champion. I doubt. I put money on it.
Yeah, but he won't be the next one.
No, not the next one.
I've already got my money on who's beating Omega for the belt.
Then there's a tag match. I think.
Yeah, it's Taylor Wilde and Tennille Dashwood beat Kimberly and Susan in a short tag match.
I didn't see this.
All I'm gonna say is triple threat for Slammiversary. That's what they'll build up.
Ace Austin and Madman Fulton beat Petey Williams and TJP. Raju and Shira.
Rohit Raju and Manabashira.
And Triple XL, AC Romero, and Larry.
Who are the Impact Tag Champ? Oh, it's Finn Juice, isn't it?
Yeah.
That'll be a good tag match.
Yeah, they are the new #1 contenders for the Impact World Tag Team Championship.
That match takes place this week on Impact, by the way.
That'll be a really good match.
W. Morrissey beat Willie Mack in a singles match.
I'm happy for Big Cass.
Yeah, he's getting a push, and he looks like he's going into a feud with Swan now.
It looks fucking amazing, too. He's in great shape.
Yeah.
Fire and Flav, Kiera Hogan, and Tasha Steelz beat Jordan Grace and Rachel Ellering to take back their Impact Knockouts tag team
Rubber
titles.
match upcoming against all odds.
Very surprising, but surprising outcome, especially because Jordan just re-signed with Impact. I thought, I'm surprised that Fire and Flavor got the belts back there.
I'm interested to see what other Knockouts tag teams they'll add to the division. I think there'll be more coming in, but I think they'll do a rubber match.
We got Josh Alexander beating El Phantasmo to retain
Banger
the
match!
X Division Championship.
I didn't watch
Fuck
this.
me, that was good. I've watched it. It's up on New Japan World right now if you haven't watched it. Holy shit, that was good. And I like how, I'll actually say this, I think Josh Alexander, once Japan opens up a bit more, this hopefully wants to through this next state of emergency. Josh Alexander for maybe a September Fall / BOSJ or a Super J Cup.
Oh, absolutely. I don't see how you don't take most of this Impact roster, because they got a lot of good junior heavyweights on this. I don't see how they're not in the next Super J Cup.
Oh, they've worked with Richard. They've already worked with Swan. I wouldn't be surprised if he goes back.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was great.
Six-man tag team match. Eddie Edwards and Finn Juice beat Kenny Omega and the Good Brothers.
I didn't really pay attention to this either.
I do have a comment on this.
Okay.
They are setting up like Edwards to be, a guy who will, possibly face off against Omega.
I think that's going to happen at Slammiversary.
I've got to...
Well, there's something that happens in the main event, so...
There's something that happens in... No, I'll agree with him, and I'll tell you why I think it happens at Slammiversary. But I'll tell you why I think it happens at Slammiversary. It's either one or the other, but go ahead, Sahaya.
And then in our main event...
No. What? Tiana retains against Havoc.
Oh yeah.
I can't believe I skipped over it.
That was a good match.
It was.
Deonna Purrazzo beat Havoc for the Knockouts Championship as Deonna continues her...
How dare you?
Absolute reign of terror.
Amazing reign of terror. She's the best.
She's been... Dude,
she's the best.
I'm not saying it was a bad thing.
Hey.
I'm just saying, Deonna's killing these matches.
I don't know if she'll get to that same level, but I feel like she's taken the Tessa spot.
Oh, absolutely. That's not even close. She's like...
do you think maybe does she end up transitioning to the intergender thing eventually, too?
I don't think they're going to do that.
I will say this, though.
Again?
As soon as she drops that belt, and this ain't even me, having a dig or anything, she's raising that Knockouts title up. Now, here's the thing. We're going to go into this more on the AEW thing, but I will say this. Even though I think there's an obvious title change upcoming at Double or Nothing, which I'm pretty certain is going to make Sahaya mad, well, make him happy. But if they don't do the title change, one of the big matches I'm running in is Summer's title for title, with the 2 women's world titles.
But main event.
Main event. Now we get a Moose beat Chris Bay, Chris Sabin, Matt Cardona, Sami Callihan, and Trey Miguel in a 6-way match to become the new #1 contender for the Impact World Championship.
Gets that title shot against all odds.
And now, as mentioned, Sami got assaulted by the Good Brothers.
That he did.
So, and they really love having Sami in a big spot at these pay-per-views, and Kenny's done death matches. I'm just saying.
I'm just gonna say this against all odds. I don't know if they'll build Sami Callihan up, to maybe fight the Good Brothers in like a handicap match against all odds.
Or is Ken Shamrock coming back?
That could be the tag match against all odds.
See, a lot of people have been speculating that we might be getting 2 more dudes from AEW might be coming in to fight both Omega and the Good Brothers.
Listen, if I get the Switchblade Conspiracy for just one match, I'll be very happy.
Oh, yeah, that 6-man tag. Oh, yes. I think the Slammiversary main event is either Edwards or Omega. Yes, I have Omega beating Moose. Or either Edwards or Omega and Callihan. Either way, I have Omega holding the belt past Slammiversary. I think the Bound for Glory main event you should build up to, because you'll have a crowd back by then, should be Callihan versus Omega. And as Adam said, if you want to do a type of death match, Barbed Wire Massacre. Impact's deathmatch.
I agree.
Good God, do not tell me that people would not want to see that.
No, I absolutely agree with you.
All in all, it was an Impact Plus special.
I think that Omega and Moose is pretty much the match they would have to go for in a special spot like that, especially for Against All Odds.
Well, it's happening Against All Odds, but again, it's an Impact Plus special. So.
That'll be a really good match, by the way. Omega Moose.
If they do Eddie Edwards and Kenny Omega, I swear to God, I better get Die Hard Eddie Edwards, because if I get this fucking this jean short t-shirt,
here we go again. We're gonna do the segments again
against Kenny Omega.
You're getting.
I'm gonna lose my fucking
This is
mind.
this is the Eddie Edwards you're getting for the rest of your career. So.
No, trust me. He'll go Die Hard during the match. Can I be clear?
Yeah,
but he'll have to go crazy, Eddie, when the Good Brothers try and pull their bullshit interference. Sorry, Sahaya, it's truth.
Whatever.
And this Eddie Edwards is still better. And Adam, Feedpack, and Chloe will even come to my defense on that. You're fighting a losing battle.
Yeah, well, I always do. So
Let's move
what's
on.
Different? All right, so this didn't happen this week, but I wanted to bring attention to it because I actually watched the match this week. But sending out a quick congratulations to Jake Lee for winning the Champions Carnival against Kento Miyahara after both of those two fighting off at the 2019.
I'm giving Sahaya the biggest finger right now.
Champion Carnival.
Twat.
I know you are.
Twat. I know you saved that for me.
Jake Lee, Kento, like I said, went at it 2019 Champion Carnival's final. Kento beat him there. Fast forward 2 years later, Jake Lee finally gets his big win back in a spectacular match, one of my favorite matches of this year. So if anyone who is interested in just great storytelling and some hard-hitting Japanese wrestling,
go watch that.
Please check that out, as well as Suwama and Shuji Ishikawa. I think that was on the same show.
Big Dog Ishikawa.
Also a very good match. So, yeah, check that out if you haven't. Moving on, going back to the Fed here, Zelena Vega was in the news today because I think she's back. I think she's back in the Fed. There's a lot of news speculating that she had signed somewhere. Meltzer said that in March that she was signed somewhere. It wasn't exactly told where she had signed to, but she was signed, and apparently that's back.
She was spotted at the Performance Center.
People made clear she hasn't twitched in about a month or so, and she's been very quiet on Twitter. She's been so it seems like all of the arrows are pointing to her returning. I'm going to take a good guess, probably involving something with this new Colt Aleister Black leader thing. SmackDown needs the women, so...
I'm happy that she got her money, but... Because I think that's what this all comes down to. I don't really have much to say on it.
If they are going back on tour and everything, and she can be with Aleister, and and who knows, maybe she does get a push out of this. Who knows? Maybe they realize we had something here with this girl. So we have to wait. I know people hate the whole "we have to wait and see" situation, but in a case like this, we have to actually wait and see what happened. She hasn't shown up yet.
There is actually something I do want to say wrestling news-wise.
Okay.
And it's just a quick little show I watched in the past, week or two, but I'm really looking forward to it. I don't know if either of you two catch it, but do you two sometimes catch up on your Chocopro? Your Joshi?
I watch GIFs of it through TDE. And that's about it.
So then, plain and simple, know right now, don't fire those GIFs. Chris Brooks is the most evil man on the planet over there.
Oh, absolutely. I've known that for months.
I am looking forward to him and Lulu Pencil in that match, which is upcoming. I believe it's this week.
Do you know what the date is?
Once they schedule it, I will let you know and I will message you.
I have no idea what any of this is.
Well, Chocopro is a Japanese...
Is Heavy Sakura's friend? Semi Sakura's project.
Sakura's. I want to say it's like a Joshi Fed, but it's got a mix because it's just basically Brooks and who's the other guy?
Brian Akai.
Yeah. So it's basically just those two, but it's mainly like a Joshi, and they don't have like a ring or anything.
No, they wrestle on a floor mat.
Yeah, they wrestle on a floor mat, and it's really tight space, but they make it work very. It's a very entertaining show from what little I've actually seen.
Yeah, it's really good. But yeah, the big feud right now is Lou Pencil versus Chris Brooks. As Chris Brooks destroyed the Pencil Army.
Lou, you know what?
Let's move on because we've got I've lost Adam.
Alright, last thing before we get into the AEW Dynamite review, which is
Pencil Army.
Probably go. No, we got to the EVP situation. Apparently, we got some trouble in paradise.
Yeah, what's this all I hear? The young Bucks and Cody apparently in hot water.
They're apparently.
I'm gonna say something. I need to squash this immediately, but because I need to say something. I expect this to get the piss taken out of it on being the Elite this upcoming day, because it's technically Monday now. You know when they release it.
Well, is there, how much truth is there to this? And
I think there's no truth behind this.
Not much.
I think there's no truth, and I think they'll take the piss out of it on being the Elite.
Well,
this
the
Monday.
Bucks. I think the Bucks already did because. Hold on, let me check.
Oh yeah, on their Twitter, they're in no speaking terms.
Yeah, no speaking terms.
Yeah, but here's the main thing why I. What's he going? Oh my god!
I just looked at the Young Bucks Twitter. Their Twitter profile pic is the
yeah. Well, we'll get into that on Dynamite. Get into that on Dynamite. I'm just gonna say this. Though, and this is how I'm gonna end this, because I think it's bullshit. And also the other thing, and this is me being bluntly honest. I think this was done, via all the stands and all that, the news accounts.
Oh,
you see it. You see it, like fucking hell. AEW has wins on cable. They get the highest rated show on cable. Here comes the bullshit to try and take away from that moment.
Look, it's always going to be someone somewhere he's not that. Doesn't even have to be a WWE fan, but just wants to stir the pot that comes up with this stuff. And you know what? That's fine. But it also gives us something to talk about, which also increases our minutes, which also increases my bank account. So for that, I say thank you, sir, even though this is probably not even a bit true.
We're not getting paid yet.
Shut up.
Okay.
And with that, we are going to go on to AEW Dynamite. Which I thought was a pretty good show.
A great bookend, great opener, great main event, some good stuff here and there in the middle, a really good tag team title match where Daniels might be blind.
I saw the aftermath photo today on Frankie Kazarian's Twitter.
We will get to that when we get to that, but we're going to start off with the actual show opening, which was Jon Moxley against Yuji Nagata. Nagata makes his way out to the ring first. He brought Ren Narita with him as his young boy, which was pretty cool to see Ren on an AEW Dynamite show. Got a pretty good reaction. Got to use his New Japan theme song. The whole Blue Justice thing. Got the big main event coat out. So that was pretty cool to see.
Yeah, that's cool and all, but Jon Moxley's about to show up, and then all of a sudden, and I'm like, wait a minute, what's happening right now? And
the motherfucker
it's got Wild Thing
to Wild Thing. If for those who aren't aware, I believe it is Onita who made
Onita.
Yeah, Onita made it famous in Japan, as we all know. It was his FMW song.
No.
And also when he played it in New Japan, the fucking I'll always remember. You can still find it on YouTube. The gif of Onita entering the Tokyo Dome to fight, I believe, Chono, and coming out to Wild Thing, and you have all the fans going, "Fuck you! Toss trash at this man! Fuck him!"
which they proceeded to do. And which
Yes.
he responded by sitting in the middle of the ramp smoking a cigarette. Because he really... That's how much of a fuck
and then one
is.
of the sodas which actually got tossed to him, he caught it, he threw it over his face and smiled.
But my question is this was this a one-night thing, or is this his theme now?
I don't know.
I think it was a one-night thing.
I'm pretty sure it was a one-night thing.
If it's a one-night thing, is there any, connection with Onita and Nagata? Or was this them just being like, fuck it, I got Tony Khan.
I think that he might have wanted to do this back at, when was that death match that him and Omega did?
Oh, at Revolution.
I think that he might have wanted to do it then, but I don't think they had the rights. I didn't think they got the rights in time. So I thought maybe he thought this was the second best decision going.
And it was.
And it was amazing. Right off the bat, I was already in. I was like, "Holy shit!" Onita.
Oh, and then the match.
And then the match delivered.
So this match didn't go very long, but it really didn't need to because
Nagata's 60, I believe, into Nagata, or 59.
Hey, he can still go. He got hit.
He's amazing.
Nagata got to hit all.
That's the thing. He's a beast.
So these two don't waste any time, at all. Right out of the gate, they're already beating the shit out of each other. There's forearms. They're just going back and forth with one another. It is all hype and shit. Everyone's losing their minds over the fact that Nagata is actually competing back on American television. I was so glad to hear the reaction he got, because I don't know how well versed the newer audience is with Eugene Nagata compared
I was sorry. I was happy with Tony Schiavone mentioning, his WCW history in the past. Just, clarifying, this is a man that has history. We've seen him before. It's been 20 years since he's been on TNT. He's wrestled here. I was just, it's something that, like the Federation, this is brand new. You've never worked anywhere else. Everything else is forward. It just helps give people that don't know who Nagata is a better understanding of who this guy is, why he's important. I thought the video package for this was really, really good.
Yeah.
Moxley pretty much saying, I'm gonna send your ass back to Japan.
He's pretty much going you called me a little punk, and then Nagata going I didn't call you a little punk. I called you a snot-nosed punk. Get it fucking right, asshole.
So,
he's so good.
I really enjoyed this. And again, it's something that I really am liking about AEW. They are this, crossroading path for different people to get different spots and opportunities, and also for the company they work for to get that spotlight as well. And it was cool for Nagata. Nagata must have been really happy to get to have this opportunity, and Moxley had already posted about how he was very happy to work with Nagata as well.
So basically, through this match, Nagata gets to hit, all of his greatest hits, the drop kick to the knee, the Yakuza kick in the corner, the multiple exploder suplexes. He hits an amazing top rope exploder suplex on Moxley that looked great. Moxley basically just goes in on Nagata. Nagata gives him a lot in this match. He pretty much told Moxley to go in on him as hard as possible, and Moxley did. He was hammering away at Nagata. He delivered some sick-ass clotheslines. I think he got him with a sliding clothesline at one point. You can definitely see that ever since his match with Suzuki, Moxley has, taken a lot from Suzuki's moveset. And I think that's pretty cool. The match ends when Moxley gets Nagata in an exchange again, but this time he grabs him by the head, delivers some knees to the head of Nagata, plants him with the paradigm shift, gets the 3. Both of these men then share a moment in the ring. Moxley showing his respects, bows to Nagata, both men getting into a bowing position in the middle of the ring, showing respect to each other. Just a great moment, great
Beautiful.
match.
Yes.
Loved it.
Also, during this match, Archer is in the crowd watching, so Archer and Mox obviously have history with the U.S. title.
Also, Rocky Romero was the representing New Japan Pro
Rocky
Wrestling.
Romero was on commentary, which again, really cool little.
No, he weren't on commentary. He was in the crowd.
He was in the crowd.
Oh, sorry, he was in the crowd. Sorry. But again, just something cool that just keeps the focus. Like this is all part of the same. Keeping these storylines going.
We're all part of the same universe, and I'm glad that AEW acknowledges that.
And again, like I said, it gives somebody like Eugene Nagata, who in New Japan right now is an undercard, old dad, helping the young guys out, gets to come over to America and have a big spotlight moment on TNT again. It's something nice, and again,
Beautiful
it's why
throwback.
AEW is a great company, and I like what it's doing with all these other companies, bringing everyone together. Wrestling is united, minus Connecticut.
So after that match, we go backstage. The Inner Circle, or what's left of the Inner Circle, you basically have Sammy Guevara, Jake Hager, and Ortiz backstage because Santana was apparently arrested after stabbing MJF.
I believe that was storyline.
Yeah, that's storyline. Well, it's storyline.
Yeah, it was storyline. They had him arrested for assault. Even though
it was in a match.
So I don't know how the fuck that works.
And Jericho selling the fall off the cell.
Yes. Which apparently he really did get banged up from.
I would believe it.
And Sammy, and also, Sammy also got really fucked up.
Oh, Sammy got fucked. I saw the pictures. Oh.
But yeah, Jake Hager pretty much states they want another match.
Yeah, they want a match, they want a rematch, and pretty much said that the Pinnacle is doing their little thing tonight. Well, they're going to turn their little party into a funeral because they're going to kill the Pinnacle, I guess.
Put them in their grave.
Even though that's not what they did at all.
Well, we'll get to that, but first we have to get to this, we gotta get to this thing that happens after this. Because this is, if not one of the most, if you want to talk amongst everything else, amongst Backlash that just happened, amongst all the wrestling news we talked about, even amongst poor New Jack passing away, this is the most talked about thing in wrestling right now, is this Cody Rhodes America promo.
Oh!
Cody Rhodes is next.
Adrenaline.
He comes out. He's going to make his announcement for Double or Nothing,
and I'm expecting this. I'm expecting this to be the casino battle royal, which we do find out later on. I'm expecting something.
Question. How much of this did you two guys see this on TNT in America?
All of it. I heard every single word he said.
It was not a good promo. I'm just gonna let you know that right now.
I don't know whose idea this was.
You know it was Cody's. It was Cody's idea.
Listen,
it was 100% him.
I like Cody a lot. I give Cody a lot of credit. I'm a big Cody mark, and I'll admit that. This
is something I know you two are gonna rant on, but this is something I would rather focus on the good shit of Dynamite and move on from.
No, we got it. You
have to talk about it.
So Cody comes out. I'm hoping that someone like Tony Khan is like, all right, Cody, all you have to do, you go out there, tell everybody you're having a match with Anthony Ogogo, tell him that you're gonna honor your father by being the American Dream.
Did you know, by the way, his dad is Dusty Rhodes?
Tell him you're going to honor your father in that match by telling him the American Dream for one night, and then leave.
Nope, that's not what happens. That's not what happens at all. Instead, we get the most pro-America fucking promo in 2021. This is an 80s promo. What is happening right now?
What are you doing? I was literally biting my nails after every single line he said. Because it's like, dude, do you realize what a fucking day and age we are in right now?
Cody mentions you didn't come here to live the England dream.
This dream, you
like... No.
You, like the educated, you, like the pontificated on what the United States is in 2021 in the very same city my wife will give birth to a beautiful white and beautiful black American princess.
It's horrible.
Yeah,
Cody, what are you doing? Cody! Cody, what are you doing? Cody, what are you doing? Cody, stop! Cody!
And she will experience the best of both worlds, Adam.
I didn't just lay down under another man's flag. I got off my ass and fought back, and here's why we're gonna do is fight at Double or Nothing. Yes, and then he mentions
Double or Nothing. I'm gonna be the American
Dream, and bye. And the crowd doesn't know what to do.
I heard half the people were booing.
I don't know.
We're fucking booing.
I don't know what to do.
I could go to knock him out now for how bad that promo was.
I want him to give him 18 liver shots just for this fucking promo.
Cody.
Fuck.
Cody.
I want him to go into that match 5 seconds in, liver shot, victory, drapes the fucking British flag across him, and teabag him in the middle of the fucking ring.
I don't know why. This whole promo was just to get him to be like, I'm the American Dream now. And instead, he just went, I feel like he went off script. I don't know what Cody was thinking saying that. The princess line, whoa, woof. But like, what the hell did you do, Cody? Cody.
Seriously, gents. Alright, I'm just gonna say this, we're gonna, get through this down. I'll get through this down. I might not be able to make Final 7, it's 6:15 over here in the UK, okay? I'm gonna have to go soonish, alright? But I'll stay for this Dynamite. But that promo...
We'll edit that out.
No, you can keep it in. Keep it in, okay?
Okay.
Oof. Cody.
What were you saying about the promo? Hey.
Horrible. Too long. Really put a dampener on the show. Thank God what happened next really picked that hour up.
Yeah, so after that, it would need to take something pretty big to pick.
Cody owes the Young Bucks. I'm gonna say it.
He really does. I don't give a shit if they're on speaking terms or not. He owes them everything for this fucking match. Because up next we had the Young Bucks taking on SCU, where if SCU lost this match, they would have to disband for good.
That's been the story they've had for months now.
Yep, that's been the story, and they've been winning every match, and could they win the titles? Well, we're about to find out. So, basically what you need to know is that these guys have been working together for forever, and you can see that, because every single thing they do in this match is almost picture perfect. Like, Kazarian and Daniels get to hit a whole bunch of tag team moves that you normally don't get to see them do on other tag teams, because that's how much they trust the fucking Bucks. Like, you can just see the amount of trust that these guys have in one another.
These four guys are brothers at the rink.
Yeah. Because there's so much chemistry between all four men in this match, and it was just very cool to see. The Young Bucks gave SCU a lot in this match. SCU came out the gates looking very hot, very good against the Bucks. Kazarian and Daniels had a lot of cool double team maneuvers on them. The Young Bucks, do their typical young Buck shtick, but it works here because they're being assholes to people that they consider their friends. It works very well. There's a point in the match where I think it was Matt that super kicked Christopher Daniels into the steel post.
Into the ring
post. Yeah, right into the ring post.
And that would proceed.
The story of the match begins.
Daniels is he's
gushing.
Was that serious question? Was that a blade job or was that hardware, considering the photo we saw, today?
Well, with the photo coming out today where it looks like he has the goddamn shotgun gun, his eye is literally just blood red. There is no pupil. I can't think that it wasn't a hard opening. Maybe there could have been a blade, but there's definitely more involved in that. That was awful. His whole face was red. His whole face. Well, he fought his ass off through the rest of that match.
He did.
Christ, Daniels.
So after that, Kazarian is pretty much gets worked over for a good majority of this contest. Daniels is pretty much dead on the outside.
Dead, by the way.
He tries. Kazarian tries his damnedest to fight off the Bucks, but they're just so good and condescending.
Well, you've not seen it, haven't you?
You
said about the Bucks, doing the fucking, the trigger knees, as the new profile pic. It was
their Twitter profile pic is the one of Christopher Daniels' Sharingan eye with the bruise.
Yeah, it's the promo of the eye. And and 2 days ago it was, the double knees with the blood coming off the knees. Oh, that's disgusting.
Daniels tries to hit his BME and he botches it, or does he?
Yeah,
blood loss.
Yeah, he does.
Does he?
Yeah, he botched it the first time. He slips on the ropes. He goes for it a second time, and he actually gets it.
Which you could tell, though, because of the blood loss. He's disorientated.
Because he was losing a lot of fucking blood.
He was fucked. Let's just call it blunt.
They are going back and forth. The finishing stretch of this match was where the action came in, because Daniels came in like a house of fire. Ran roughshod on the Bucks for a little bit. Just excellent action going on between all of them. Like we said, Daniels botches the BME at first, but he makes it up for it. He gets a really good one to make up for it. The Young Bucks then do what they do and cause a stir over the internet, because it was Matt in the middle of the ring.
Oh, hell yeah!
Looking at him.
And he says it. I'm sorry.
Goes in the corner, and he does this fake little, I'm sorry.
Sorry, I love you.
He turns on the crocodile tears and everything, and then as soon as he hits that super kick, he is just, bam!
But Daniels kicks out.
He does.
Hits a BME. And then the ref is distracted. Mike spikes Daniels with some cold freeze spray.
Yeah.
Or whatever it was.
It was cold spray.
Okay.
And then after that, the Bucks hit the BTE trigger on Daniels to get the victory. Very, very good tag team contest. Excellent in a lot of ways. It was just the one BME botch, but just anything after that was just like, and before it was just very, very well
I
done.
think even with the botch, you can, because with all the blood loss, you can mask it and still get away with it, and still, okay, it adds to the match. Daniels is, literally gushing his entire body's worth of blood. So, even with the botch, I think it still even adds to the match. Fantastic match. The ending, I thought they, again, it's one of the issues I think Dynamite runs into sometimes is timing issues. I thought they deserved a few more seconds after, with the hug, and, this is a tag team that's breaking up, they're over now. It felt a little rushed, and then we're right backstage to Mox and Kingston.
I enjoyed it a lot. I thought the match was, tremendous. And then the way it ended, top notch. Can we all agree?
Yeah.
Absolutely. After that, who came out? There was no one came out.
After the match, Kingston and Mox are seen backstage.
They wrecked the locker room.
They destroy the Elite's locker room. They're pissed off at what they just saw, ripping up shop. Obviously, it's going to set up, like I mentioned, I think last episode, we're getting Mox and Kingston and the Bucks for the tag belts at Double or Nothing.
Well, that's pretty much obvious because they, we'll get to that.
Yeah, we'll get to that, yeah.
But
after that, Christian is backstage.
Yeah, go backstage. Christian's talking, and then we get Seidel interrupting his promo time. He pretty much challenges Christian to a match on the next Dynamite. So
this week's episode,
which will be really good.
But the most important thing about this segment is the announcement that at Double or Nothing, the Casino Battle Royal will be returning. Both of these men will be a part of it. Christian's also continuing his Team Taz feud. He mentions them. I assume, besides Brian Cage, which we find out later on, I guess Hook might be involved. Because Ricky Starks is hurt.
Serious question. Because I know we're a couple of weeks away, but who do you think will get the Joker?
Is it after the releases?
It's after the Spades. It's after the Spades, as we all know. The Joker doesn't get revealed.
No, but is Double or Nothing's not before the
because
releases, right?
I believe the releases are up in June, aren't they?
I will say Chris Hero.
They won Engage last year, didn't they?
They did.
So I don't see why they don't get him this year.
That's also fair.
Wait, who?
Nick Gage.
That'd be cool.
Ooh, they could do a backstage segment with Mox.
Yeah.
Ooh. All right. Well, there we go. That's fair. But yeah,
I guess.
Okay, go ahead, Kit. Yeah. Who do you think?
I guess I'll go down the Forbidden Door route. I think, and this is a true one, it could be, you either could put Moose or Sammy in there.
That'd be cool too.
Those are all legitimate.
No, the shocker would be if it's someone from New Japan.
Yeah, but I don't think, we don't know if this is on the main card yet. I think it really all depends if this is main card or pre-show.
I think it's main card. They were hyping it like it'd be main card.
Yeah.
Then if that's the case, then there is a possibility, especially if this is going to be in front of a full pass.
If Christian's going to be in it, I don't know why.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Who do we?
But yeah,
what would be the New Japan one, which would break everyone?
I'd say the best shot is Tanahashi or Suzuki.
Yeah, I could see Suzuki being.
I don't expect Okada or Naito or anybody big yet. It's going to be it'll be Tanahashi or Suzuki are your best bets.
It's a question.
More than likely,
it's a question who's done the quarantine
Suzuki.
as well.
I'd say more than likely it'll be Suzuki because he can then go do some New Japan strong shit.
It's a question who's done the quarantine as well.
But there's still, I think, 3 weeks.
Yeah, and also, and I'm still predicting this for later in the year. I think they're still saving the Elite versus Bullet Club War for later in the year. That's coming. I'm letting y'all know that now. That shit's going to pop off this year.
I believe it.
But after that, we get a really, really good match.
Oh yeah, no one.
I feel like it was building to be a really good match, and then something unfortunate happened.
That is also true.
Yeah, I read about. I know what happened on this. Go ahead.
But up next we have Pac versus Orange Cassidy, where the winner of this match goes on to face Kenny Omega for the AEW World Championship at Double or Nothing. This one pretty much starts off as you would think. Orange Cassidy does his usual shtick. He pulls out the sunglasses, puts them on Pac. Pac takes them off. He crushes them. Orange does his kick spot. Pac's not having any of it. Tries to go after Orange Cassidy. Orange Cassidy then turns up the volume very quickly on Pac because he knows what Pac is about. He goes for his arm drafts, goes for a dive to outside, and pulls out another pair of glasses like Orange Cassidy does. And
beautiful.
From that point on, it was just to the races. Mm-hmm. Orange Cassidy gets a bit of offense on Pac, but not much. Pac, for a good majority on this contest, is all over Orange Cassidy because they're obviously trying to build up Orange as this sympathetic babyface who probably doesn't have a chance in hell against, guys like Pac and Omega. But Pac gets a lot of the heat on OC. Pac hits two very good-looking missile drop kicks from the top rope and just crushes Orange Cassidy. And then afterwards, He crushes Orange Cassidy again with probably the meanest looking Liger Bomb I've seen in my fucking life.
No,
Jesus.
And unfortunately, though,
yeah,
it looked and appeared that OC got knocked out.
Yeah.
that's what it was.
So,
Now,
during the match, it was very obvious that Orange Cassidy was not very much responding, and he wasn't moving as much. So the doctors were checking up on him. Pac didn't really know what to do. I don't think anybody really knew what to do in the moment, so they pretty much
They weren't expecting it. They weren't
obviously.
And I saw people give real heat to the audible, but I disagree because I think it was.
But here's my thing. Like, so he's clearly knocked out. Why is the match not ding ding ding? Pac wins. Again, I like the triple threat. I think it's going to be a really good triple threat, but I understand the criticism.
Because I think that was like always the plan. That
Triple threat was always the plan.
He attacks Omega. He attacks Pac and Orange Cassidy, and he lays them out. And
so you don't think that was the audible? Because I think that's the audible. I think I think OC was supposed to win.
I think it was always
No.
threat.
The original plan was the triple threat. I read that on social media.
Yeah, the original plan was the triple threat. I just don't think him getting knocked out was the plan, so they had to go into it earlier than they thought they would.
Either way, like I said, I am excited for the triple threat. I think it's going to be very good.
Oh, yeah.
I'm very excited for the triple threat. I think...
Hopefully he's going to be okay.
Yeah, here's the thing, concussion's a 2-week protocol, can we be clear? That's what they always say with concussions, and the concussion happened on the 12th.
Is there any update?
Double or nothing's on the 31st. So really, he should be clear by the 25th, by the 26th.
Well, has there been any update recently on his condition?
Oh, they said he was responding fine backstage. Like, it wasn't serious.
Yeah, he's been on Twitter and stuff. He's promoting the match like it's still going on, so...
Yeah, but it's doctor's orders if you get one coming from. They've got to do all the procedures.
It's very good that he's not really hurt.
Yeah, that's the relief.
So, Omega knocks out Pac, and he's like, oh no, what now? We don't have a photo. I guess him and Callis are we're gonna have
take the night off.
We're gonna go, get the night off, and then Tony Schiavone's like, nuh-uh, bitch. Khan just called me on the celly, said that you're gonna be competing in a triple threat match for the AEW World Championship. It's gonna be you, and it's gonna be Pac, and it's gonna be Orange Cassidy. And Omega has a giant fit, and then he goes backstage. And then...
Which is smart, because the crowd will be behind both Pac and Cassidy. The crowd's going to be mainly behind Cassidy, can we be clear?
Oh, absolutely.
And you'll have moments where you think, like, trust me, Omega's, no disrespect, Omega's going to retain.
Those, if they play it off, like, those hope spots are going to be insane.
Oh! It'll be great.
Yeah. I can't wait for that. After that, we got the Young Bucks returning to their locker room, destroyed and just shit everywhere. But you can't really pay attention to that because, of course, the Good Brothers are with them and they're kind of like doing their own thing.
They got the dangly. I hate it.
Oh. But they did announce something for this week's Dynamite.
They did announce. Well, first they were kind of like the Young Bucks were kind of like back and forth because they had to plug 2 matches in one segment. So at first they're like, Varsity Blondes, you get the next tag team title match. Why? Because I don't know, the rankings or something. Sure.
No, if I'm not mistaken, since SCU has now lost, they are the number 1 current ranked tag team.
So now they will get the tag team title
also, capitalize on Darkseid.
That is also true.
Yeah.
They will get their tag team title shot on this upcoming AEW Dynamite, but they also made another challenge, Double or Nothing. It will be the Young Bucks against Eddie Kingston and Jon Moxley. They officially made the challenge during this segment. I hope they add a stipulation to it.
Street fight.
Yeah, absolutely. Because I think it deserves it, and I think those four can go absolutely crazy.
I have two predictions. I think one, the match is going to be very, very good, and two, I think new tag champions.
Wow.
I can see Kingston and Moxley taking the tag titles,
but I don't see them having a long title reign.
Probably not. After that, we get another backstage promo segment. Pretty much Adam Page
with the Dark Order, and John Silver's back.
Yeah, Johnny Hungy is back. Hopefully, ready for action.
Happy as all hell to be next to his hero at Hangman Page, just jumping for joy. Making him very happy when Hangman makes a funny Cage reference, and Johnny Hungy goes, "Oh, you came up with that yourself? Oh yeah! Oh man, oh it's so good."
So yeah, basically this is all lead up to hype up the rematch between Adam Page and Brian Cage at Double or Nothing.
Yeah,
I think that'll be your opener.
Hangman pretty much telling Cage, leave Team Taz behind, I'll leave the Dark Order, one-on-one, let's see who's the better man. And I think it's going to be a really good match. The match they had recently I thought was really good as well. And that's a Dynamite match. People always bring their A-game for pay-per-views. I think it'll be a really, really good match.
Oh, me too.
I think that's your opener.
After that, we got the Pinnacle segment.
The coronation.
The coronation of
the
whatever the... What is the coronation of? They're already a group.
They're coronating the fact that they are now the best group in AEW. They won blood and guts. Bow to the Pinnacle. Bow to the biggest straws of professional wrestling. And you have us to thank for it, as MJF proclaims to the AEW audience.
And then we got the funny shit. I love this, by the way.
There's some talking. Tully Blanchard's doing his own thing. He's fantastic on the mic.
They're healing it up.
Wardlow acting like a horn dog with the ladies. In the background, bass to Sean Spears looking great. Everybody in the Pinnacle just looking really good. And then, as it just mentioned, an air horn begins to play. And I'm like, what's that? Zahai, what is that?
It was is what I can only describe it as
a golf cart holding a trailer.
Yes, full of the bubbly, or the bubbly, what was it fucking called?
It was like a war machine. It's like a cannon. I don't know. I loved it though.
Okay, so the bubbly.
No. Let me be clear. I fucking, panned, the kind of shit, for WWE. You know that. But this brought me back old school, okay? Because it's been years since we've seen, one of these segments.
Yeah, Sammy's on the top, and all of a sudden...
You hear Jericho's voice?
Oh, but here's the best part, and I don't know if anybody else noticed, but you could clearly see Jericho in the back of the truck. I saw his head and his face and say, oh, god damn it, there's Jericho. And when Jericho gets up, he's got a huge brace on his arm looking like Shane Douglas from ECW in 1999. Yes. And they do a bubbly bath. And people on Twitter got angry and said, oh, look at them, they're copying W. But it's like, oh, good, come on, now everything's been copied. And like most people said, ratings are ratings, and that was a good ratings thing. And I do believe that segment did do very well.
And it's an old school throwback.
So basically, is what happened is the Pinnacle is talking. They can't. The fucking Inner Circle comes out. They come out with a little bit of the bubbly. Jericho makes his return with the cast on his arm. They spray them down. Oh no, we're humiliated. Oh no, God, no, not champagne. And this infuriates MJF. He's never been so humiliated in his life, and he's like, "You want a rematch? Fine, we'll give you a rematch at Double or Nothing. But this time, if we win, the Inner Circle has to disband for good."
Oh, but also on top of that, Stadium Stampede 2.
Yeah, it's Stadium
which was
Stampede
brilliant.
2. I cannot wait for that. But he says there's not going to be any jokes this time around. There'll be no jokes.
I think that's going to be an all. That
2.
may not be, cinematic as, the first one. That, for me, is going to be an all-out street. There'll be some cinematic moments in it, but I think you're going to see a really physical Stadium Stampede.
All right. I've got problems with this. I like them bringing back Stadium Stampede. It was one of the best things that they did last year. I'm very happy that they're bringing it back. And also considering that they're going to have a crowd at Double or Nothing,
oh, yeah.
to make this a lot more interesting. This, what we were promised from the Inner Circle compared to what we got here was a massive... This is not what they promised. Because the promo prior to this was Sammy and Jake saying, we're gonna kill you guys. We're gonna come out there, we're gonna put you in the grave,
Hold on.
Put you down.
They did kill them by drowning them in bubbly.
They just fucking sprayed them.
Oh my
with
god.
champagne.
Champagne.
Like, look, I already knew the fucking internet was gonna be fucking all pissy about it.
I disagree with you so hard right now.
But my whole thing was like that, like, if you're gonna go out and like do like a serious promo and then come out and do this goofy shit, like,
well, they did kill something. They killed the mood. They killed the higher pedestal the Pinnacle were on.
I guess so, but like, if that's the case, I'd rather them not have done that promo to begin with, and them just coming out here.
I think you're looking too much into it. I'll be honest. I really enjoyed it. I don't know. I'll be honest. I actually think Stadium Stampede's a pick 'em.
I think the Pinnacle's going to win again.
Let me be clear. I'm fully behind them. Dispute around in the the Inner Circle. However, I wouldn't be surprised if the Inner Circle win and then it leads to, a rubber match where both groups are on the line.
I don't need to see
which the Pinnacle would win.
What do you do
after
Stadium
Stampede? I would assume that the match after Stadium Stampede wouldn't be group. It would be Jericho and MJF in some form of match.
However, if the Pinnacle do win this, MJF beats Jericho to win it.
Yeah, probably. I mean, that's how you would... That's
because there's only one match MJF should be in at All Out. And it ain't against Jericho.
I just think that... I think it's in the Inner Circle's time. I think you give the Pinnacle the win at Stadium Stampede. Mark them as the new top faction in AEW. Meanwhile, you can have...
Right off Jericho as well for me.
Santana Ortiz can focus on the tag team division again. Jake can do whatever the fuck Jake does. Sammy Guevara...
He's been good though, as Hager. Hager's been good.
I don't know.
Right, but I don't care.
You can have Sammy fight for, like, the TNT title, or he can even fight for the world title for all we know.
But
yeah.
I think Jericho can go away for a little bit.
I'll bring you. I was watching UFC as well. I'll bring you. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
We're going to have to bring this to a close in a few minutes, guys. I'm going to have to go here. It's almost 7 a.m. But I will just say this. Guevara, for me, you say him up for All Out against MJF. But let's get on with our next thing on Dynamite.
There's a backstage segment featuring Jim Ross man, and he's talking with none other than Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, talking about their upcoming match at Double or Nothing for the women's title. Britt Baker pretty much stating that it's poetic, that the monster that Sheeta created is going to dethrone her. She's hard to kill, as made clear after all of the damage and bruising and blood loss that Dr. Britt Baker has taken over the past year. Of course, starting off with Hikaru Shida breaking her nose, putting her on the shelf. I'm very excited for this match. This match is probably, if not right now, going to be my show stealer, I do believe. We got a new champion coming in with Dr. Britt Baker. There's no denying it. And Hikaru Shida finally gets to at least do the one thing she wanted to do, which was to defend the belt in front of a live crowd, which she's going to get to do. She's not going to keep it because it's Britt Baker's time.
And it is her time. It's going to be. It has to be. I don't know. It literally has to be. I don't know who else you put in Hikaru Shida's way after Double or Nothing. It has to be Britt Baker.
But then after that segment, we move into the one match of the night featuring the females. And it's Thunder Rosa against Jasmine Lore.
Yeah, a bit of a quick... I believe they're setting up Rosa for another shot against Serena Deeb, if I'm correct.
Yeah.
Yes,
Serena
it is,
Deeb
yeah.
will fight, I think it's next week for the NWA World Title.
No, next week, this week, Serena Deeb will be defending the title against Red Velvet.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
This is all building up to, if you pay attention to what's happening in the NWA, a very weird match. Camille is fighting Thunder Rosa at the next pay-per-view, in which if Thunder Rosa loses, she is only allowed... She can only wrestle in the NWA. You are stuck here. You must only work here. So...
You are stifled here. You will make sure you don't get any more...
Also, quickly on the Britt Baker thing, because I know you mentioned that, she's winning the belt of Shida.
Oh, absolutely. But it seems like, I guess, Thunder Rosa is trying to get another title shot as quick as possible before that match. It seems like that's the storyline, at least in the AEW spectrum, that they're going with. This really was kind of a nothing... I mean, Thunder Rosa killed this girl with this...
It was a filler match.
Dark driver. But, I don't know, this just felt really out of place. Like, there wasn't real much for me going here. You could have given anybody else the spot, including the woman that gets interviewed afterwards, Jade Cargill.
Yeah.
I agree. Jade Cargill pretty much goes, Mike Sterling made an offer to her on...
Mark Sterling, get it right! Mark Sterling!
Oh
Mark Sterling of the Major Figure Wrestling Podcast!
Shitty wrestling lawyer Sterling came out, offered Jade a fucking deal as a manager. He said, I've represented some of the best, like MJF, and I think I could make you a lot of money. And Jade Cargill's like, whatever, he's white. I might think about it. And then after that, we've got the best thing.
Oh my
ever.
God, what a match.
The TNT title on the line as Darby Allin defends against Miro. Oh my God.
What a match.
This is everything
rules.
I wanted.
There's one spot I have to talk about.
I hope it's the same spot that I think everybody's talking about, which is the pinball spot.
It's like, fucking Darby was like Super Mario and he hit, a jump block. You know when Super Mario bounces on like a Goomba or a Koopa Trooper? That's what it was, that suicide dive.
Yeah.
Like, boing!
But let's go from the beginning.
It starts out, Miro comes out first. And then Darby Allin comes out next. They're making their way down to the ring. Darby's making his way down to the ring and immediately gets shit-canned by Miro.
He beat the fuck out of him.
Just tossing his ass, beating his ass. And this is all before the bell even rings.
This is also the same man that a week ago was tossed down a flight of steps.
Yeah.
So Darby is just in a terrible position. Miro obviously knowing exactly what to do, and that is beat the shit out of this poor child.
And beat the shit out of him, he did. He fucking there's a point where Darby is in the crowd and Miro in the crowd. He just fucking belly to bellies him over the fucking barricade.
Oh, it looked,
onto the floor.
It looked so painful. It looked sick as shit. Ethan Page and Scorpio are laughing.
Meanwhile, he's got the crowd the whole time trying to chant Darby, Darby, and Miro's just mocking them.
Smiling!
Yeah,
Smiling.
Darby.
Smiling!
This man is cracked out. He's lost his mind.
It was great.
He keeps telling the referee to ring the bell. Ring the bell. Like Jesus Christ, Miro, we can't.
The ref didn't even want Darby to do the match.
I don't even think the man's alive, dude. Like, calm the fuck down.
It's like that Simpsons gif. Stop, he's already dead.
And so, basically, finally Miro backs off, and he's all like, he's waiting for Darby to get back to his fit, and referee's like, what do you want to do? And Darby's all like, ring the bell. And then referee rings the bell, right out of the gate, Miro hits a fucking super kick of death. Knocks his ass straight out, goes for the cover, only gets a 2 count. I would have been perfectly fine if that was the finish, to be quite honest.
I thought that was going to be the end. Instead, Darby gets back up, hits the shotgun.
Fights back.
And then the best moment of the fucking match happens. Miro on the outside, and here comes Darby. And Darby goes, woo! And Miro stays where he is, and Darby goes in the complete opposite fucking direction.
Darby, okay, so Darby, you know how usually Darby has one of the sickest in the game, because he usually just throws his fucking body.
Well, he threw it this time.
Which is how it should be, because most guys would just, what they do is that they go out, they obviously just push the dude into the barricade. Not Darby. He just tosses his whole ass body into the other guy. And my God, did he toss himself into fucking Miro. He just goes full blast off the rails, shotguns right into Miro, and bounces off of the motherfucker. He literally bounced off of another human being. It was literally insane. It has to be one of the best, if not the best, suicide dives I've ever seen in professional wrestling. That was amazing.
And it gets crazier because after that, Darby sees, cool, my advantage. I'm going to go for a coffin drop. Miro says, fuck that shit, belly to back, on the floor.
Oh my God.
Miro's killing this poor child. He's not a child, but
Miro makes him look like one.
100%. Him bouncing off of him, from that suicide dive is spectacular.
Amazing.
And so the match pretty much goes how you would think it would go after that. Miro just on top of Darby for the good majority of the match. He's just torturing this man. He's tossing him around. He has him in bear hugs. Darby valiantly tries to fight back, literally tries to fight back with everything. He locks in a sleeper hold at one point. And
yes, he does.
He will not let go of it. He holds on for dear life. He starts fish hooking Miro and everything, and he's just he won't let go. So Miro
gets him down to one knee.
Miro basically has to take the advantage, and as soon as he gets to the outside, he rams Darby straight into the fucking wall.
And it
was
madman. It sounded so hard.
It was so gross. It was so gross.
Just smack. And then Darby's just dead. Dead little cricket on the floor.
Yep. And so basically what happens is that after that, Darby is pretty much out of it by the time, he sees there's nothing.
There's no hope. And the moment, and I think you get into it, where he fist bumps Sting.
It was you just gotta go out on your sword, bro. You gotta do what you got. He looks at Sting, and they give each other a fist bump, and then Darby. If I'm gonna go out, I'm gonna go out in blaze of glory.
At that moment, Miro, I knew was winning the belt, but that moment needed to be in this match because that solidifies Darby. It's I know times is tough right now. But, because I got my buddy Sting in my corner, I know there's no bad that can happen. Even win or lose, I made it through this. And, just that fist bump is going to be remembered for so long. Not just in his career, but they're going to play that over and over again. The Darby and Sting, the Darby and Sting story, minus the title, has been so well done.
That was perfect.
Absolutely.
And then...
So after that, it was basically Darby gets one final gasp, one final effort. he basically tries to go after Miro with everything he's got. He hits that stunner that he usually does on his,
which doesn't have a name.
It doesn't.
No.
I don't get it.
Goes for the stunner, realizes he has Miro right where he wants him, tries to go for the coffin drop. Miro again catches him, tries to go for a German, doesn't get it. Darby lands on his feet, hits Miro in the midsection, hits him with the code red for a close 2 count.
Yeah, Code Rhodes.
The finish comes with Darby trying to lock in that Fujiwara armbar, that signature Fujiwara armbar onto Miro, trying to tap him out. But as soon as that happens, Miro trips him up, puts him in the gnarliest game over I have ever seen. He fucking
breaks him. He bends
and Darby
him.
didn't start. And Darby didn't tap it straight away as well. Darby didn't tap straight away.
Didn't.
The ref stopped it.
The referee had to stop it because, like, all right, dude, you're not. It's over.
Yeah, your head is touching your ass right now, and I can't like you are that bent in shape. I can't have this keep going. I don't care what you say, and that's it. And Miro is the new fucking TNT champion, and that is sick. He deserves it. He definitely deserves it.
This was booked so perfectly.
Who's next for him, by the way?
Yep. After the match was over, Ethan and Scorpio would attack Sting again.
And then the Dark Order ran out
to help Sting.
To help Sting.
And then after that,
here comes Lance Archer.
Lance Archer comes out.
Lance Archer, Miro. Take my money.
So I'm assuming, it's Archer and Miro, I guess, at double or nothing.
And
but
I would get Darby and Sting versus Sky and Paige.
But see, this is like where I get confused.
Okay.
That makes sense. But the Dark Order involvement, like, where do they fit in?
They fitted. No, I'll have to come to the defense of this. I think they fitted in, because of the respect which has been shown, between them and Sting and Darby, over the past couple of matches. The silver match, the 10 match.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because he
and they help, with the Hardy family office. Like, there's a friendship there.
No, I get that, but I feel like it's like, but do they need to be involved in this?
Not fully, but I get it. There's a friendship there. There's like you've had our back, like us have yours.
It makes sense, but you're absolutely right. Like,
it may be a bit too much. I get where he's coming from, but it makes sense.